Lutz kicks it off. Montrell Washington, the deep man, over his head and out to the 25-yard line for Kansas City. So this is a great example. The Chiefs have outplayed the Denver Broncos, yet here they are in a similar fashion to what we've seen this young season from Kansas City. In previous years, they just run away and hide.
The following is an exclusive presentation of Pirate Radio, the voice of the Pirate Nation. Pirate fans, welcome to the U.S. Cellular 5th Quarter Postgame Call-In Show, brought to you by U.S. Cellular. Be sure to visit one of ECU graduate Brandon Tate's Platinum-certified U.S. Cellular stores and experience the highest standard of customer service. Call in on the live line at 317-1250. Now, with a complete recap of the game and your phone calls, live from the Pirate Radio studios, here's your host of the U.S. Cellular 5th Quarter, Clip Brock.
All right, game's still going on, but East Carolina punted the ball away down 2 possessions a moment ago, waving the white flag. So if they think it's over, we'll call it over as well. And SMU with a late touchdown, a why not touchdown to make the score look prettier for them as they're reviewing it right now. Somehow some matrix stuff happened and that guy's knee didn't go down. That was wild, Weave. All right, 317-1250, the number. We're going to be taking your calls late into the evening as ECU falls on a Thursday night to SMU. 317-1250 on the Halloween Express live line. We'll take your calls and talk about another Pirate loss. We're back with you on the U.S. Cellular 5th Quarter Call-In Show after this.
Pepsi, right?
With U.S. Cellular, it's just $19.99 per line for 1, 2, or 3 lines. So you don't need that robot daughter you built to get a 4th line for family plan pricing.
Oh, Robe Elizabeth? She's not gonna like that.
The robots will prevail.
Oh boy.
Get the low rate of $19.99 per line. U.S. Cellular, built for us. Terms apply. Visit uscellular.com for details.
Get 1, 2, or 3 lines for $19.99 per line right now at Atlantic Wireless, your U.S. Cellular authorized agent in Bellhaven, Snow Hill, and 3 locations in Greenville.
Once you get the meat and cheese for your sub freshly sliced right in front of you at Jersey Mike's, I'll tell you, there's no going back to anything else. That'd be like going back to dial-up internet. Am I connecting to space to order Jersey Mike's? Any day now. Okay, it's about to connect. What? Who picked up the phone? Nope, there's no going back once you see it freshly sliced at Jersey Mike's. A sub above.
Hey, John, I see your new system's having issues already.
Yeah, I used the other guy with an AC brand I've never heard of.
You should have used Delcor, John. They install train. It's hard to stop a train.
I know, but the other guy was cheaper.
Cheaper isn't better, John.
I know.
Don't use the other guy. Call Delcor. For a limited time, buy a new train system and pay 0% interest for 12 months. Visit Delcor.com for more details. Delcor, the service professionals.
UBE and PirateWear.com are proud to offer the Pirate Nation its largest inventory of ECU merchandise and tailgate supplies ever. UBE has the best prices in town, so that makes UBE your one-stop shop for all things ECU. UBE does daily restocks of Champion, Adidas, and Under Armour. Don't forget to bring your young Pirates to plunder the Crow's Nest, which is the only kids store dedicated to ECU. Plenty of free parking in Uptown Greenville. Visit them online at PirateWear.com. Go Pirates!
It's Bostic Sugg Furniture's big anniversary blowout, and we're celebrating it in style with huge anniversary savings on hundreds of items in stock, plus 6 months special financing. Experience the most restful, rejuvenating sleep ever on a comfortable mattress at a very comfortable price with up to 48 months special financing. Plus, in celebration of our 8 decades in business, register for over 8 anniversary giveaways during the big anniversary blowout at Bostic Sugg Furniture.
Great food, great atmosphere, and great service is Ottavola Market Cafe. Ottavola is simply a restaurant that focuses on that, being a great restaurant. There's something for everyone at Ottavola. The menu offers a variety of great choices like pastas, pizzas, sandwiches, soups, salads, and seasonal rotating selections. Lunch or dinner, Ottavola is always the right call. Call ahead and get Ottavola to go, or stop by the bar for a drink with friends. It's simple. Come and eat at Ottavola Market Cafe, Red Banks Road next to Food Lion, and OttavolaMarket.com. Ottavola, Pirates supporting pirates.
Bud Light was brewed to be delicious and easy to drink beer, even when little things in life are hard. Like when the game is going into overtime, but you have even more time to enjoy it in a fresh Bud Light. Bud Light, easy to drink, easy to enjoy. Pick up Bud Light at your local retailer today. Bud Light, the official beer of the ECU Pirates, and proudly distributed by Carolina Eagle Distributing since 1989. Enjoy responsibly. Anheuser-Busch, Bud Light Beer, St. Louis, Missouri.
Pirate Radio.
Here it is, a first down. Pirates.
The voice of the Pirate Nation. You're listening to the U.S. Cellular fifth quarter postgame call-in show. Here's Clip Brock.
All right, 317-1250. They're still playing football down the road at Dowdy-Ficklin Stadium, but the game is in hand for SMU. They're up 31-10. Pirates are driving, trying to get a late score on the board here. Clip Rock, Billy Weaver, Marcus Crandall, Jason Nichols in the Pirate Radio studios. Shirley Rhodes taking your calls. The man of Chandler Honeycutt. Video production tonight as East Carolina is going to fall to 1-5 on the season in a game we've seen before this year where the defense keeps you in it and the offense just cannot muster enough. And eventually, I said it while we were watching it, this reminds me of Marshall, where we keep getting opportunities to take the lead, do something on offense, and eventually that dam is going to break and the defense is going to allow points. And that has happened, plus you threw a pick six in there as well and got away from the Pirates tonight.
Yeah, I agree. The defense has played well. You know, you look at anybody looking at this game from the outside looking in and just looks at the score and says, okay, this defense gave up 31 points. That's not the case at all. Because like you said, there was that pick six. That doesn't count on the defense. Game was pretty much over when they gave up that last touchdown. I mean, it's just this offense, man, is just I thought we were going to see something different tonight. I didn't really see anything different.
No.
Jason, Marcus, anything before we get to the calls?
No, only, I agree. I was looking to see if we would put a couple more twists into the offense, but it seemed like we didn't really add much to the offense over the open week. And I don't know. It's not very exciting right now. We're not creating explosion plays. We're not scoring points. We're not playing complimentary football. Because right now our defense and special teams have helped us, but offensively right now, man, we are struggling.
Just hats off to Siobhan Revel, man, because
what a game!
No kidding, man. He played outstanding. He was superb all day. I think the Mustangs came in with an attitude or a mindset that they were going to challenge him today, and he stood up to that challenge and did very well. Probably had one of the best catches of the season caught on him.
Yeah.
And then after that, it was pretty much shut down. And outstanding job. Great to see.
The whole defense, I mean, for the most part today. I mean, you would like to have seen us get a little bit more pass rush on the quarterback because he had some moments in there where he scrambled for about 10 to 15 seconds, I think it seems like sometimes. But other than that, that tells you that at least we held up good in the back end. We gave up those two plays early on when they got up 14-0. There was some bust in the back end. But after that, I thought they played pretty solid until late here in the fourth quarter.
All right, let's hear what you folks have to say. 317-1250 on the Halloween Express live line. Colin, Chance, Zach, we'll get to you in a moment. Let's start with Kenny in Blunt's Creek. Hey, Kenny.
Hey, Clip, Billy, guys, I guess the theme of the night is going to be pathetic because that's exactly what we put out on the field tonight for a long time, except for the defense. But, they get beat down, and they can't do it all. The other thing is, you don't like to say fire somebody, but you got to get rid of Donnie. I mean, dude, the guy's pathetic. He's horrible at play calling. And he's losing the fan base. The fans are tired of running up the middle for 2 yards, losing yards, and then you put the quarterbacks in 3rd and 12, 3rd and 8, 3rd and 9, and then they throw the damn ball in the dirt. I'm sorry, but it's just getting horrible to watch this mess. Coach Houston, you get on the other week and you're up there talking about you don't hear the outside noise and you don't care. Well, you better start caring, buddy. Because you're the one, and you're administration comes and begs us for money every week and every month and every season. You whine about an indoor practice facility. You better learn to play outdoors because we're tired of this. We don't like seeing this crappy football. You know, it just gets old, man. We come over here, we spend a lot of money. Some of us ain't big donors, but we spend a bunch of money and time coming here to support this team. And man, we're not watching good football. The offense is just putrid. It's terrible. That pick six, there was nobody out there but the SMU guy. So I don't know what both these quarterbacks should do, because the way it looks like next year, one of them's going to be playing at South Carolina State back in his home state, and the other one might be playing for Elon, because they ain't the answer. And if they're back next year, after the way they're playing this year, you're going to have 12,000 people maybe buy season tickets and average 25,000 people a game. So I'm very down on this team. I really didn't think we'd be this bad this year, but it is what it is. Your eyes don't lie, and it's bad football. That's about all I got. Y'all have a good night, and I'll be in the stadium the next game for Charlotte. We can do better.
Well, we appreciate your support, man.
Thanks for coming,
being former Pirates here, we appreciate you coming, bringing your family here to support the guys. But I agree with a lot that you said, so have a safe travel home tonight.
Kenny in Blunt's Creek. We go next to Zach and Dunn on the Halloween Express live line. Hello, Zach.
Hey, Clip. Thanks for taking my call, as always. Maybe we can make the stadium into a Halloween Express. I think we'd probably get more use out of it that way. Elliot on YouTube said that I have the same call every week, so I'm going to try and switch it up a little bit. My grandfather, the Senator Billy Mills, used to tell me always start out with a positive. So on a positive note, we had so many balls in the dirt tonight, at least we saw that Flynn could hit a guy in the numbers on that pick six. So there is a positive there. Not sure if you guys watched the Coastal and App State game this week, but the offensive coordinators there, that was a fun game to watch. There's so many fireworks. And then you watch that game on a Tuesday night, and you come to Greenville on a Thursday, and we had 3 drives to start the game, and cumulative yards through those 3 possessions did not equate to a first down. That's terrible. And you guys need to start playing a drinking game for every time somebody says you need to fire Donnie. Make sure that you get some sort of sponsorship from Uber so that you can get home safe. But everybody seemed to be waiting on something to happen that we would lose the game, whereas I remember in years past, we've always been one of those chip-on-your-shoulder fan bases where you're just waiting for something to flip the script and us to come back and make a play and win the game. And the chances were there all night. And our piss-poor play calling never took advantage of it. We had 2 big plays that we gave up on defense, and everybody could have laid down. I feel so bad for the guys on defense because they played their tails off. They could have easily laid down knowing full well that Donnie was going to call runs up the gut every play, and that the offense wasn't going to be able to overcome a 14-point deficit, which we still didn't score 14 points on the night. And it's so sad to watch it, and to watch the fan base lose interest and look for a reason for us to lose rather than to flip the script and to win the game at the end of the game like we have in years past. I'll be there next weekend, bringing a few friends with me that are suckers enough to come with me. But the only reason I'm coming is so that nobody can tell me that I'm a fair weather fan by only showing up whenever we're doing good. I will be there, guys. Have a good evening. Good luck tonight. Thank you.
Thank you, Zach. Second caller that is not happy with the product that says they'll be there next weekend. So
that's great to hear.
No doubt. That is good to hear.
No doubt.
That is awesome.
Because you can be a fan and be upset with what you're watching.
Yeah.
It's not exclusive.
Thanks for showing up, guys.
Yeah, we've talked about that in the past, that, you know, when the fans call in and complain and yell and gripe and all that, we would rather have that than them not call at all and not show up in the apathy that we see at a lot of other schools. So that's the good part about it.
You know, that's great. And I tell you what, we need that through this tough time. I mean, it's not easy right now, but I don't know. I'm frustrated just like they are too. So
317-1250. Braves runners on the corners, nobody out, down 3-1 in the ninth inning.
This crap?
Hey, the Braves. That's a real team there, you know?
Hot Atlanta.
Chance is up next in Greenville.
We're not playing like it right now, but
a little cold right now. A little cold, but Hot Atlanta.
Hello, Chance.
Look, I'm a Mets fan. I don't like either one.
Nobody, Billy, stop talking so much. Chance, you're up.
Hey guys, usually I just listen in, but I'm just so set up. Tonight I feel like I had to call in. I'm not gonna yell too much. I done all my yelling at the game. Told Donnie how I felt about him, but how do we feel about just the changing of the quarterback so much? We let Flynn get in there. Alex started. We get Flynn in there. Flynn scored twice. I didn't like all the balls in the dirt, but Flynn comes in and he fumbles the ball, and we just leave him out there. How do you feel about that? I mean, there ain't much to say tonight.
All right, thoughts on the quarterback use tonight?
I mean, I think it seemed like for a certain point that when Mason came in, it was going to be his ball from that point on, and I think the offense sputtered after a while that he's been in for about 3 or 4 series or something like that. The offense sputtered, and that's when the change came back again and all that. And so,
the guy on the bench can provide a spark. It provides a spark, but then the spark goes out, so you got to bring another guy to get a little spark.
The other guy in.
We don't have a guy. We just don't have a guy.
No. We talked about this early in the week. I thought this was a great time to find out what we have in Mason Garcia, because you need to say, is this our guy or not going forward? He played 5 quarters prior to that coming into this game. And, he does some good things. I see where they are with this whole thing. He does some good things, but, God, you got to hit some of those throws that he missed today.
He threw way too many, way too short, and underthrew guys. Yeah. There were receivers that on a few plays were not hit in stride. The one play, I think it was on either a third, and I think it might have been a 4th and 2. Where he hit the receiver coming across, is the motion receiver, hit him in stride. His momentum carried him across.
To the first down.
Now, a couple other plays earlier in the game when the same situation, pass is way behind, guy has to go down low and get it. Momentum is lost at that point. Just not hitting receivers in stride.
That one in particular, though, that was the 3rd and 8 one.
The 3rd and long.
Yes. If your receiver's going to run short of the sticks, you got to hit him in stride.
But, I mean, you got to give him credit for that. I mean, if the play's designed to go
man.
to him, right, it's designed to be man coverage. But down the distance, man, I mean.
Yeah. And it wasn't man.
Right.
Somebody came off and hit him. It was the first play. He came off and hit him. It wasn't man. But that, as a play caller, sometimes you have plays say, hey, they like to play man on this down. I'm calling a man play. You're playing the percentage of what you're going to get. And it wasn't man. And so that guy came off. And that's not a good play versus zone at that point in time.
Right.
It's not designed to get you 8.
Yeah.
All right, back to the Halloween Express live line. Colin is up in Charlotte. Hey, Colin.
Hey, guys. So I think the tone of the game was set pretty early on when Bond went down on the kickoff coverage. I'm all for having your athletes on the field, but to have one of your most explosive offensive weapons on the field for a kickoff coverage, I struggle with that a little bit. Football's a violent game, and you can't predict when somebody's going to get hurt, but I feel like you can minimize the exposure to those incidents. You guys mentioned it before you took the calls. I thought the first drive was super uninspiring. It's a home game on a Thursday. You're a dog at home.
why not open up the playbook and run something creative? Don't go up the gut 2 times in a row and then put yourself in a 3rd and long right off the bat. It's the same stuff week in and week out. One thing that I'm noticing with Mason, when he's in the game, it's even the broken plays can at least be a little bit exciting, but, I feel like he excels. I feel like excel is maybe not the right word, but he does better when he's on the run than when he's in the pocket. And I feel like there's times where they're trying to make him a pocket passer, and he's just not comfortable in the pocket, and you could tell that. When they brought Flynn in, I would have loved to seen some urgency when he fumbled to get up to the line and try and get a play call in. They could have still called the timeout, but at least show me some effort to get up to the line. If you think he may have fumbled, get up there and do something about it. It's a frustrating team to watch right now. When Dan Mullins is on the line and he's saying it, well, it's interesting that we're putting in Flynn. It's a terrible play call, interesting play call. It's bad when the commentators are also noticing these things. If I'm on the defense, I don't want to come off the field. When I get the 4th down stop, I want to stay on the field for the offense. There's nothing going on the offense. You got to do something creative. It's the same thing week in and week out. But there were glimpses today. I got excited. We hit a 49-yard field goal, which typically doesn't happen for us. But this team is it's frustrating to watch. The defense played their hearts out. I enjoyed watching the defense at times. And, yes, they gave up some explosive plays. But at the same time, shouts to Revel. He played his tail off. I think there are some things that we did today that were better, but at the same time, it's the same thing. I was expecting more from the offense coming off a bye week, but I appreciate everything you guys do, and I hope you guys have a wonderful night.
Great call, Colin. I mean, we did a 4-hour pregame show on, all right, what are we going to see different tonight? And that first play of the game, run into a brick wall.
Well, Colin said something that really kind of piqued my interest, too, that, if you go out and you continue to do the same thing over and over and you lose, you're going to get so much more heat than if you go out there and completely change it up and go ahead and be true to we're going to shoot our shot, throw downfield, do some crazy stuff, and you get intercepted and you still lose, then at least people are saying, well, at least they tried something different. Yes. Instead of losing the same old way over and over and over again. It's the definition of insanity. Continuing to do the same thing over and over and expecting different results.
Well, I agree with you on all of that. I agree with the caller that called in. We definitely, I don't know how extensive the playbook is, because at this point I have not seen enough to make me say that they got stuff that they can get to. Because we keep seeing the same thing on in the game. I say on film because I'm used to watching film, but in the game we see the same thing over and over again, and there's no like okay, what's the play off of this play? I'm running this play to set this play up. Mm-hmm. I was looking for, when Mason made the best throws tonight, you know what he was doing? He was on the move.
Yeah,
he was moving. I've said it from day one with that big boy. I would put him on the corner a lot more than I would ever keep him in the pocket, because somebody made the statement. He's not as comfortable in the pocket as he is on the move.
Yeah.
And when you get him on the move being 6'4", 250, he's a hard tackle out there. That's at least 5 yards.
Mm-hmm.
Now, if the defense breaks down and you have the right concept out there to where he could throw the comeback, he can, whatever it may be that you're sprinting or moving to or booting to, it's going to turn into a bigger play. But we do this, I agree, we do the same thing, and we're asking a kid to sit in a pocket who's not capable of staying there. Move him.
Yeah.
Braves lose, so the night just sucks more.
Bummer,
huh? All right. Pete, Kyle, Brandon, Cameron, hang on. We'll get to you when we return. 317-1250. If you're hearing this, you found a way to get the show. We're not on Facebook. A lot of people are asking about that. We are on YouTube and, of course, the radio and website. 317-1250 is the number on the Halloween Express live line. We'll get to more of your calls when we return after this.
bow time. Chicken or biscuits? That's an impossible choice. How can you decide between Bojangles' perfectly crispy, boldly seasoned chicken or their fluffy, made-from-scratch buttermilk biscuits? Well, the good news is you don't have to. With a Cajun chicken filet biscuit, you get the best of both worlds. An all-white meat chicken breast marinated with a bold blend of seasonings and served up on a fluffy, golden buttermilk biscuit. When it comes to real-deal Southern flavor, there's no reason you can't have it all. Order a Cajun chicken filet biscuit today. It's bow time.
In football, it takes great offense, defense, and special teams to make the perfect team. With New Blue, it takes great service in plumbing, electrical, and HVAC to make the perfect team. This is Aaron Williams with Ease Plumbing, and we have teamed up with Viva Electric and Roland Black Heating and Cooling to form New Blue Service Group. Same great local team, same great local service. Let us help you tackle any issues you may have. Just go to callnewblue.com. That's callnublue.com. New Blue Service Group, where we are redefining service excellence. Go Pirates.
I'm Caleb Stroud, the founder of Stroud's Marine. I grew up on the water and I've loved boating my entire life. In 2012, I decided to give back to the marine community by creating a way for boaters to order pre-owned salvage marine parts online. Stroud's Marine was born to offer incredible prices and unparalleled customer service. We stand behind every part we sell, and our mission is to save you money and get you back on the water as quickly as possible. Visit stroudsmarine.com today for more information. Stroud's Marine, your best source for salvage outboard parts.
You've worked hard to make your business successful, and that's why it's really important to always have a bank that's in your corner when you need them. This is Chris Richards from First Bank, and our experienced team of local bankers includes Lee Watson, Ashley Capps, Bonner Latham, Josh Hooten, and Heath Nisbet. To get the business services that are right for your business, come and see one of our experienced team members at First Bank on Arlington Boulevard in Greenville. First Bank, together with our customers, we're creating a world where individuals and communities thrive. Member FDIC.
This is Brian Harris with 360 Golf Carts, Pitt County's go-to shop for all things golf carts. We have E-Z-Go, club car, and utility carts to choose from. Whether it's for the beach, riding around the neighborhood, or working in the yard, 360 Golf Carts has the perfect ride for you. If you have issues with your current cart, take it by my shop for an expert's diagnosis. From parts to sales to service, we have you covered. We will even deliver right to you. So come see me, Brian Harris, on Highway 43 just past D.H. Conley High School. 360 Golf Carts, Pirates supporting Pirates.
This is Gina from Naughty Life in downtown Washington, inviting you to come shop our Restock store. We are back from market with a great selection of everything Yeti and much more. For back to school, we have Scout lunch bags and book bags in all new patterns. We also have a great selection of t-shirts, including Old Road, Southern Fried Cotton, and Local Boy. Remember, we always provide free gift wrapping with your purchase. Shopping is always fun at Naughty Life in beautiful downtown Washington on Main Street.
Hey, I'm Holt Nailers. No one knows better than me how important it is as a quarterback to have protection on the field to be successful. My frontline team is critical to my success. For your frontline insurance protection, you need the team at Buck Insurance Agency. Buck Insurance Agency is your local team and have been helping customers like you for over 30 years with their insurance needs. When you need insurance protection, you'll get the whole team with Brian Buck and his staff. Call toll-free at 877-357-1966. Go Pirates.
Papa John's new garlic epic stuffed crust pizza is the pizza inspired by our biggest fans. With that garlic flavor you all love.
In it, on it, with it.
Get the new garlic epic stuffed crust pizza for $13.99 only at Papa John's.
Hey, Pirate fans, Papa John's is the MVP move for game day or any day. Place your order online at papajohns.com and sign up for Papa Rewards. Papa John's, better ingredients, better pizza. Go Pirates!
Pirate Radio.
All of our last names are ECU.
The voice of the Pirate Nation. You're listening to the U.S. Cellular fifth quarter postgame call-in show. Here's Clip Brock. Now, with the Pirate Radio scoreboard, here's Shirley Rhodes.
All right, lots going on tonight. Kansas City beats Denver 19-8 was your final score. Patrick Mahomes was 30 of 40 for 306 yards, a touchdown and an interception. He also ran for he ran for 31 yards on 6 carries. Travis Kelce had 9 catches for 124 yards. And former Pirate Jaquan McMillan had 7 tackles for Denver. The Wizards beat the Hornets 98-92. Houston beat West Virginia on a Hail Mary that they caught in the end zone in the waning seconds. That final was 41-39. Phillies beat the Braves in Game 4 of the NLDS 3-1, so they advanced to the championship series. And coming up tomorrow night, there are 3 college football games. Memphis will host Tulane at 7 o'clock. Fresno State is at Utah State at 8 o'clock. Colorado will host Stanford at 10 o'clock. And that is a look at your Buccaneer Music Hall scoreboard, brought to you by The Buck. The Buck has all the fun for your Sunday Fun Day covered. Every Sunday, kick off the day at The Buck with the largest 4K screen in Greenville, along with 18 TVs, so you don't miss a game. And they'll have mimosa specials, a Bloody Mary menu, and pizza all day from Pizza Hut. And don't forget the weekly jersey giveaway starting at 5 o'clock. Score every Sunday at The Buck. Now let's head back into the U.S. Cellular fifth quarter postgame call-in show. Here's your host, Clip Brock.
All righty. Thank you, Shirley Rhodes. Welcome back to the U.S. Cellular fifth quarter call-in show. Thank you to Wings Over Greenville for the postgame food. They will deliver right to your door. They are open, 758 Wing. Dropped off some great tenders, bone-in wings, tater tots, and we have all enjoyed those. The honey mustard was a pleasant surprise tonight.
They were awesome.
It was a fan favorite amongst
indeed.
the table.
The honey mustard?
Yeah.
Man, they were awesome.
Yes, sir. So Wings Over Greenville, great football food while you're watching games this weekend. All right, we go back to the Halloween Express live line. Halloween Express, Greenville's premier Halloween superstore, right next to Target in Greenville. Get all your Halloween shopping done at Halloween Express. And we have 508 more viewers than we have likes at the moment. We need to take care of that. So if you could hit that thumb, we'd greatly appreciate it. And we'll hang out with you late night tonight and talk ECU football. Pete, Kyle, Brandon, hang on. Let's go to Cameron in Greenville. Hey, Cameron.
Guys, Mike Houston, $2.4 million a year. Donnie Kirkpatrick, $400,000 a year. And we're down 14 in the fourth quarter with a 4th and short. And we punt the freaking football? Are you kidding me, guys? This is East Carolina University. We play with a chip on our shoulder. We play to win. I don't care if we go for it and throw an interception, they run back for a touchdown. You do not give up. The coaching staff gave up on this team. Our defense played their butts off. Y'all can tell me any different, but I have not seen our cornerbacks line up in man-to-man like that against wide receivers like that and lock them down for the majority of the game in a long time, apart from Jaquan McMillan a couple years ago. Our defense played amazing. They left it all out on the field tonight, and you are going to punt the ball down 14 in the fourth quarter. I don't care how bad our offense is. That is ridiculous on the coaching staff. You're making $2.4 million of the hard-earned money that us Pirate fans donate to the university. Donnie Kirkpatrick's making $400,000. Golly, it must be the nicest job in the world to just call running plays up the middle. This is pathetic, guys. Absolutely pathetic. I'm frustrated. It blows my mind how there's no change happening. And Billy, I agree with you. You're absolutely right, man. Mike Houston thought he would be somewhere else by now, apart from East Carolina University. Well, guess what, Mike? You're still at East Carolina University, and you are freaking sucking it up with your offensive coaching staff. Donnie Kirkpatrick should be in a nursing home. Our fans deserve better, guys. We had probably 10,000 students show up for a game, and we're 1-4, and Houston's playing a top 25 matchup down in Houston, the Big 12, and they probably have 20,000 fans. This fan base deserves better than what we're seeing from this offense. Total recruiting failure on the offensive side of the ball. Total coaching failure on the offensive side. That goes to Donnie Kirkpatrick, and that goes to Mike Houston. Mike Houston should take a pay raise if he wants to come back next year, or pay decrease next year, and give that money to Blake Harrell, who actually knows what he's doing. I mean, what has Mike Houston done to connect with the fans? Shoot, Dan Mullen did more in the past 3 days with ESPN connecting with our fan base in the city of Greenville than Mike Houston has done in his little 3-game publicity stunt at Sup Dog's concert and the Town Place on the Commons Free Boot Friday. I mean, what is this bullcrap we're seeing, guys? I'm fed up. I'm tired. We fans pay our hard-earned money to come see this, and the past decade almost, only 2 winning seasons. And, I mean, it just feels like this offense has underperformed pretty much the entire time Mike Houston has been here, apart from being carried by a couple of players. I mean, it's frustrating. It's ridiculous to see what has happened with this coaching staff. I'm fed up. something's got to change. If we're not going to change the offense, Gilbert's going to have some tough decisions with Mike Houston to get rid of the offensive staff and just completely rebuild. Or Mike Houston's going to have to take a pay decrease. I don't know. It's a disaster, a train wreck. The ship has sunk. It's down at the Mariana Trench. A nuclear bomb is going off on the offense. It's a joke. Whole Nailers, forgive me for all the bad crap I talked about you. I'm sorry. I miss you. I hope you're having fun in the Seahawks. This is a disaster, guys, and as always, go Pirates.
All right, there is Cameron.
Well, Cameron, we all agree. We all said the same thing. With 6.5 minutes left to play, down 14, 4th and 2. You got to go for it. We were all in agreement.
If you're waving the white flag, then we can just start the post-game show because you're calling the game over by punting. Yep. And it was 4th and 2.
I know.
It's not 4th and 16.
I don't know.
I know. That's tough. I mean,
well, and what does that say? You could see that as well as the defense was playing all game, and then after they punted, you saw what the defense did. The defense gave up because their coach gave up. Everybody gave up. That's why it was 31-10 instead of 24-10.
Yeah. Yeah, feel your frustration, man. I mean, it's a lot going on there. These guys have hit the nail right on the head.
Yeah. Brandon, you are going to be up next in Winterville. Hey, Brandon.
Hey, guys, what's going on? To me, this just seems like a replay of the Marshall game. I mean, we're in the game. It's 3-point game there, 4-point game here, and the offense, as bad as it is, just implodes even more, and it just spirals out of control. I don't think we had a bye week, and we come out and still no identity on offense. And I know that Mason had some terrible throws, for sure, but we had 9 yards in Flynn's first 3 drives. Bring Mason in. He struggles, but we had a good drive that took up a good portion of the second part of the second quarter, scored a touchdown, and the dude had, I think, 193 of our 290 yards tonight, but he didn't see the field hardly in the second half. I just don't understand. I'm not saying he's the guy. I don't think either one of them really are right now. But if there was a time for him to play and let us see, like, hey, can he take us back and win the game, I thought tonight was the night. And I just don't understand why he didn't even get an opportunity hardly in the second half. I don't mind the fumble. Flynn was trying to make a play. Sucks, but he was trying to make a play. But the interception was terrible, and I just thought for sure, okay, Mason's going to come back in now. Not that it would have mattered. I don't know that we would have even scored any points after that, but it just, I haven't gone one time this year other than after we were down 14-0 tonight with Blake Carroll obviously making some adjustments, and I thought played lights out on defense after that until it spiraled. I don't remember one time this season going, that was a great play call by coaches, whether it's Mike, Donnie, whoever. I just don't understand the direction of what they're trying to accomplish in any ball game so far, especially on offense. The defense has been played well, but the offense doesn't help them, and it turns into like tonight. But I don't know what they're – I mean, you had a bye week. What's your game plan? I don't feel like we had one. And then with, one of our most explosive players going out on the very first play of the game, obviously that hurts us. But why is he out there? I just don't understand the decision-making this year. I'm not the guy that says Mike needs to go. He brought us back from literally the pits of college football hell. But at some point, I feel like he needs to see the writing on the wall. And fans, like someone said earlier, fans are fed up with Donnie. And I like Donnie as a person. I think he's probably a really good guy. I've only met him a couple times. He probably doesn't even remember me, so it doesn't matter. But I just don't think he's a good offensive coordinator. And if Mike wants, a future here, I think he's going to have to make a hard decision, and it shouldn't be a hard one now, in my opinion. But anyway, I'm going to go in the house and turn this thing off. I appreciate it.
Get on in the house now. Thank you, Brandon. Good call. 317-1250 on the Halloween Express live line. We'll continue to keep the calls going. We're going to be with you late night tonight. Kyle is up next in LaGrange. Hey, Kyle.
What's going on, fellas?
That Cameron guy a couple calls back, good call. He tickled me, though. He sounds like Billy Weaver has sucked helium. Very similar voices, just a little bit more high pitched, but a good call. Look, saying the same thing over and over. This offense is dreadful. The quarterback situation has been so mismanaged. I don't know how either one of those kids can have any confidence at all. I look back now. Donnie's a hell of a receiver. Is a hell of a receivers coach. I don't know how good of an offensive coordinator he ever has been. Looking back at Holton, I kind of wonder if Holton didn't do it in spite of Donnie's play calling. It's pathetic, and the sad part is you don't see an answer. Mason did some good things tonight. I think we've seen Flynn's ceiling. I hate to say it. He's had his moments too, where he looked like he could be something. But I thought last week against Rice, that was probably Flynn's ceiling. I would have liked to see Mason play the whole game. Where's Jeter? I know Jeter's a freshman, still learning the offense. But my God, can he do any worse than these two? I mean, could he really? Is it possible? I mean, I don't know what you do. I can tell you this much. Donnie's going to lose his job this year. There's no question about that. He'll probably just retire at the end of the year. Donnie's, not a spring chicken anymore. So, you can't. Nobody needs to be worried about that. The question is who you can bring in as OC. You got. I can't even think of his name right now, guys. The offensive analyst that was the head coach at Miami of Ohio. Then he's at Buffalo.
Shane Montgomery.
Thank you. Yeah, Shane Montgomery. I don't know if he's the answer. And the problem is, I think he was probably bought in with the idea that Donnie was probably going to retire this year and then Shane was going to be promoted to OC. I think we need to go in a totally different direction. What we're doing offensively, there's just no creativity to it. And you have got to recruit at such a high level to have really good offensive linemen and be able to establish a run game. You got to recruit at a very high level to do what they're trying to do on offense. And it can be done, but it's a lot easier to get guys at East Carolina to do something like run a true spread like a Lincoln Riley type offense. I'm not suggesting that that's what we have to run, but we can get those types of players, get guys in space, offensive linemen take wider gaps, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. What we're doing now just ain't going to work, and I don't think there's a fix. And here's the problem. People that, I'm telling you, man, if we lose to Houston next week, or Houston, shit. If we lose to Charlotte next week, Mike Houston, I just don't know how he can keep his job. 1-11, the fan base is going to be losing their mind. I'm scared of next weekend, guys. In year 5, it is pathetic to say that we're sitting here scared of Charlotte coming into Greenville because we might lose to them. And it's going to get real ugly around here if we lose to Charlotte. So I pray we find a way to win that game and, maybe turn things around towards the end of the season with this defense and have some optimism for next season. And that's all I got. Sorry I cussed. Got fired.
All right. Thank you, Kyle. I've been saying Charlotte's our Super Bowl. This is the one we got to get because I don't see many after it.
No, I mean, these callers are saying some real things, and it's some real issues that we got to address. And don't know how that's gonna be. I mean, it's been a situation where we let it get to this point. I know this, what he said about Jeter. Here in a little bit, you need to go ahead and find out what he is. I think you do, because if not, he's probably going to end up in the portal.
So, I've seen don't burn his red shirt. Do we care about that as much in 2023 with the portal?
No.
Are we planning on him being here 5 years from now?
There you go. The portal and the NIL makes caring whether or not you burn a kid's red shirt even less.
Yep.
I agree. So at some point,
can't do it.
If he, because is he worse than Mason or Flynn? I don't know. I mean, but
it's got to be too, and you guys know this better than we do. But the reps at practice, and I know it don't matter because the performance hadn't shown on the field. But you only get so much time with the quarterbacks. You need to decide who you're going to give those reps to at practice, right?
True. But okay. At this point, I'm sitting in that seat. Jeter becomes my number 2 guy, and I'm gonna tell you why. If we're gonna have a future, it's with Jeter, it's not Flynn, right? Because Flynn's gone. He's in grad school. He doesn't have to come back. If I want to have a quarterback, I'm going to go to Jeter and say, okay, I'm going to find out what this kid is and see if he's the next coming. Because if not, we better be on the road here soon
Starting recruiting, yeah.
Yes. And you know what? You always say you always recruit a quarterback every year. Because one of them's going to leave. So you got to recruit a quarterback every year and have a quarterback on your roster that can develop and be ready to go.
And it goes back to what you're saying, Billy. If you keep doing the same stuff over and over and losing, the fan base is going to obviously be upset. If you try to change something and lose, you'll be less upset. Right. You'll get a little credit for trying something different, and I guess Jeter would be different at this point.
Well, what it is just from the coaching standpoint, it's hard to make a change mid-season. These guys have taken thousands of reps in what we're doing right now. What you can do is be more creative in what we're calling. And that's where we're not. We talked about it off air. It's about trying to keep the defense off balance. Run when they think you're going to pass when you think they're going to run, and dress it up. But, you can't do a wholesale change right now and bring in a new guy. Even if it is, you think it was Shane Montgomery, he's still going to have to incorporate what we have here as an offense, because you can't ask these kids to go out there and learn a whole new offense in a week. You get what I'm saying?
Oh, yeah.
So we're kind of stuck with what we got. Now, and so that's the decision they got to make or whatnot. So I'm like anybody else.
I just think the strategy for both quarterbacks hasn't been done very well, hasn't been, planned very well. I think both guys have capabilities of being or showing some, showing flashes of brilliance in some aspects of the game, right? Like Flynn being accurate and poised, and Mason using his legs to make plays. The strategy for both of those guys to play should have been better from day one, because they were unsure who was going to be the guy anyway. So the plan for those guys to play, just like they had planned, saying, hey, we have a 2-quarterback system. Well, hey, stick with that.
Yeah.
Stick with that and have a plan. Every game you go into, have a plan for both of those guys to play. And I don't think we stepped into any game with that.
No.
All right, back to the Halloween Express Live line we go. Pete is up in Grimesland. Hey, Pete.
Hey, guys. Just a couple comments and then a couple questions for Marcus and Jason. First of all, the defense, I don't know, I just want to give a shout out. 26 and 28, I think it was Brown Murray and Revel Jr. Those guys had about 8 bombs thrown against us, and I think there was 1 completed, and they were like, no pass interference. There might have been 1, and it was kind of iffy, but they did a spectacular job on those receivers. 4th down, I think the other guy talked about it, 4th and 2, and I think that's when the stadium really cleared out and we just waved the white flag. Kind of reminds me of, you guys remember that clip from Steve Logan at East Carolina? We go for it every time. I think Mike Houston is at East Carolina. We're just going to punt it every time. So that was pretty disheartening how far we've dropped with that philosophy. But the questions I got are like, so for Marcus being a quarterback, if you've got an offensive line that obviously is struggling, I mean, sometimes there was 3 guys pushed up the middle, and there's just no time. You're looking at the receivers; they're barely out of their routes, and he's under pressure and about to be sacked. What can you do differently? Number one, I remember the Jeff Blake days were almost like we took like 10-yard dropbacks on the snap. Blake was throwing it from so far behind the line, and by design by Logan, do you do things like that to give the quarterback more time? How do we change our routes up? What can we do differently for Flynn? I know you touched on Garcia a lot earlier. I didn't hear all the calls as I was coming home. And the other things is SMU was they must have thrown 8 or 10, long bombs. I don't know if we've thrown 2 the whole year. The one time we did it today, what happened? We got a pass interference. We had a jump ball. There's a lot of good that can come out of that, right? Jason, you were a receiver. You soften up the defense a little bit. You give them something to think about. You get a defensive pass interference. Sometimes you get a great play by the receiver. But we never, one-on-one, man-to-man on the outside, shouldn't we be just throwing the ball up 40 yards down the field and seeing what can happen every now and then? What do you guys think on those questions?
Thanks, Pete.
A lot to unravel there, Pete. Just to kind of talk about the offense and what the quarterback can do in regards to when there's pressure in his face and all those things. There's a lot of strategies. And I've said this from the beginning for those guys. You really have to learn the offense and understand where to go with the ball, learn all the ramifications of the offense, what's going to cause you problems, what's not. And really, in those situations, just understanding, hey, this is my outlet, right? This is my outlet. I'm going to get rid of the ball, all right, and make it an incomplete pass or whatever it may be. Or and Garcia did it sometimes today. He got out of the pocket versus pressure. But what I would like to see from him, what we saw from Flynn early on in the season, was when he got out of the pocket, he made some great plays throwing the ball, ad-libbing. But now mix it up for the defense, right? Mix it up for those guys. Make them wonder, is he going to run it or is he going to pass it? Right? And so I think he needs to take off some of those times when he gets out of the pocket and just make a quick decision, just get up the field and go. You know what? The drops as well, that's a great idea. I've done that. I've coached that for quarterbacks as well, just giving ground. I've done it myself, or I did it myself, I should say. Yes, that's a great way to kind of alleviate the pressure getting in your face a little bit.
I think the other thing you got to do is you got to change the launch angle. That means I can't be a sitting duck in the pocket every time. The defense knows how to come and get me. So sometimes we got to have a semi-roll, slide back protection. Where I'm sliding back, I'm moving the quarterback, and I give him a chance to get out of the pocket and set his feet and then push the ball downfield. That's what we don't do. We try to push the ball down the field from the pocket, and the caller's right. He has pressure in his face, so most of the times they take it down and run with it. But we got to change the launch angle. It doesn't have to necessarily always be a boot. It's a semi-boot. It's a turn back pro, where the line turns back on everybody. The quarterback gets outside the pocket and looks to push the ball down the field. We just don't do that, and I don't understand, how is that tough to understand? Mason made plays today outside the pocket.
Let me ask you this. Who's the quarterback's coach?
Well, Donnie.
Well, that's what I'm saying. He's a receiver's coach. Why don't we have a quarterback's coach? Why don't we have somebody that specializes in quarterbacks? We don't. Logan was amazing quarterbacks coach. Yeah. Lincoln Riley understood quarterbacks. I mean, we've had guys that can teach quarterbacks.
Now, to me, that's true. Teaching quarterbacks reads where to go, when to know to be hot, and all this type of stuff. But changing the pocket has nothing to do with the court. That's that's a scheme. That's a thought. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Now,
here's my question to that. Sometimes as a coordinator, guys don't understand those kind of things as far as the blocking and all of that.
The turn back blocking?
Turn back blocking, whether they can do it physically or not.
I tell you, you got A gap, you got B gap, you got C gap. Worry about that gap. Quarterback's gonna get on the edge. And let me tell you, there's a problem to turn back protection. It could be the Sam Fire, the guy that blitzes from the field. They call that a fire blitz in most schemes. To where you say, okay, if I'm gonna get a Sam Fire, I got to change the play. I got to get out of it. You could do that, or you could build in a hot that says, okay, if I get Sam Fire, I'm going here with the ball.
Right. Usually have a running back out of the backfield that you got a hot.
There you go.
Or
somebody
slot.
Or slot, some type of route to where if I get in trouble, I got somewhere to go with the ball. That's the quarterback coaching part of it that I say. But the turn back pro, it is what it is. I just want to change the. I saw a kid when I was back in the MAC conference. He played for Ball State, and all they did was move that part. And this kid had a gun. He had a cannon, and he threw it to a tight end. That they both went into the league. One went to San Fran. I forget what other one. I can't think of his name right now. And that's all they did. They did turn back pro. They moved that guy to the pocket and got him time to set his feet, and he would throw a 70-yard laser. And I'm not lying, down the field.
And we've heard Mason's got a big arm. We haven't seen it.
We still have not seen it.
No.
It is like Bigfoot.
Yeah.
It is the Loch Ness Monster. It has been talked about and never seen.
It's a myth.
Somebody has very grainy footage, and you can't even tell if it's Mason or not. But we have not seen it with our own two eyes. 317-1250. Let's take a timeout. Is that Ara? Ara?
Yes, Ara.
Ara. We'll talk to Ara, Jack, and Zeb when we return, and your calls on the U.S. Cellular fifth quarter call-in show. We'll enjoy some wings over Greenville during the break and be back with you after this.
Pizza, subs, slice, ice.
Jenny, what are you doing?
Just letting the Pirate Nation know that Cuccinella's has 2 locations. One in downtown Greenville across from Sup Dogs, and now in Midtown Greenville beside Best Buy. Did you know Cuccinella's is open every day with $6 lunch specials, slices all day, beer, wine, and their famous homemade gelato? Cuccinella's in downtown Greenville, and now their new location next to Best Buy. Go Pirates!
Hey you. Yeah, you. Have you heard? Greenville Auto World is under new ownership and is now part of the DriveHereNow.com network. DriveHereNow.com is run by local people who buy, service, detail, and sell everything directly to you. Greenville Auto World is now the 5th dealership to join the DriveHereNow.com network. Get car shopping today at DriveHereNow.com and choose a location near you. DriveHereNow.com, serving Eastern North Carolina for over 47 years and proud supporter of the Pirates.
Save a load on a new John Deere compact utility tractor and loader from Quality Equipment. It's never been easier to get the best brand on the market at an unbeatable cash price or with great financing at our lowest ever monthly payment. Now is the time to get that tractor package you've been dreaming of to get your next job done right. Stop by one of our 36 locations in North Carolina, South Carolina, and Virginia, or visit us online at QualityEquip.com.
Here with Christy Conway today from ENC Pirate Realty, and you guys are more than real estate agents.
That's right. We also provide property management services for rental properties. We have found that rental property owners have difficulty managing their rental properties effectively. We can provide full-service property management to those owners to include advertising their homes for rent, tenant screening, rent collections, and maintenance coordination. If you have real estate or property management questions, contact us at encpiraterealty.com. Go Pirates!
Hey Pirate Nation, this is Taylor from Fleet Feet, making sure you have the best and most comfortable shoes this tailgate season. Locally owned and operated by ECU alums Chris and Kendra Lunyon, Fleet Feet of Greenville provides solutions through one-on-one services to runners, walkers, and everyone in between. Fleet Feet has the tools and technology to get you in the right shoes, including a 3D foot scanner that measures arch height, width, and more. Come see us at 207 East Arlington Boulevard in the old Gordon's Golf and Ski location. Fleet Feet, we run for you.
Built strong and built to last. Kawasaki Mule side-by-sides are made to handle the toughest jobs. Whether you're putting in a hard day's work or trail riding on the weekend, Mule side-by-sides are built to get it all done with confidence. From the compact Mule SX to the full-size Mule Pro FXT, no matter the task, there's a perfect Mule side-by-side to help get the job done. We've stayed authentic to our roots for over 30 years with an uncompromised commitment to performance, capability, and durability. That commitment is captured in 3 words after building a reputation that doesn't waver. When it comes to the capable lineup of Kawasaki Mule side-by-sides, those 3 words are trusted, tried, and true. Whether you're looking for a compact or full-size Kawasaki Mule, visit our showroom at Ron Ayers Motorsports, Highway 11 north of the airport in Greenville, or online at ronayersmotorsports.com. On approved credit, see dealer for details.
Washington's favorite place to eat and where all the locals go is down on Main Street. Down on Main Street's famous weekday lunch specials are only $7.99. Stop by for the house salad with grilled chicken, the half club sandwich with chips, or everyone's favorite, the fried shrimp plate. After work, Down on Main Street is the perfect spot for dinner and a drink on the patio. Join Down on Main Street every Wednesday for half-price wings from 4 to close. Down on Main Street in historic downtown Washington. Go Pirates!
It's hard to forget how hot it gets around here in the summer. Remember, the hotter it is outside, the harder your AC has to work to keep it cool inside. And the more energy it uses to keep you cool, the higher your utility bill will be. Your neighbors at GUC have tips to help you reduce your energy use, such as using fans to cool you down inside and cooking outside when you can in the summer. For more tips, go to GUC.com and look for ways to save.
This is Kim McNeil, head women's basketball coach at East Carolina University, and you're listening to Pirate Radio, the voice of the Pirate Nation.
You're listening to the U.S. Cellular fifth quarter postgame call-in show. Here's Clip Brock.
All right, 317-1250, the number on the U.S. Cellular fifth quarter call-in show. Halloween Express live line. Billy Weaver going to hang out for one more segment. Marcus Crandall here. Jason Nichols here. Shirley Rhodes taking your calls. Chandler Honeycutt on the video production, and we will get right back to your calls. I see Owen in Tampa for the first time this season. A little nervous about that one. Ara, hang on. Jack, hang on. We'll go to Zeb in Greenville. Hello, Zeb.
How you doing?
Good.
Okay, so I'm a current student, and I have like multiple family members, parents, brothers, sisters that are all alumni, and they're telling me this is the most embarrassing time to ever go to East Carolina.
Nah.
In my personal opinion, I would say Mike Houston. He's a really good coach, but he's way better suited for FCS and does not belong in Division I.
All right. Anything else, Zeb?
Donnie Kirkpatrick should have been gone a long time ago, and I feel like somebody's keeping him there. And he should have been in a nursing home 10 years ago.
Okay. Next.
Learning from my family and hearing all the stories about East Carolina in the past, right now it feels like we're in the John Thompson era, in the John Thompson era, and I wish we were in the Steve Logan era. And in the wise words of Forrest Gump, that's all I have to say about that.
All right. Thanks, Zeb. Yeah, the most depressing eras are tough because, again, we're coming off 2 straight bowl seasons. And, you know, the Scotty Montgomery days, we weren't close to those. The John Thompson days, we weren't close to those. This year in particular, it's going to be tough to get to those 3-win marks that Scotty Montgomery had.
Yeah, it is.
Thompson had a 1-win year and a 2-win year. 11. We beat Army, I believe.
Yeah,
and
I was at that game.
Tulane, maybe.
Yeah,
and,
beat Army, and that was it that year.
So I don't know. We'll debate worst eras ever.
Life is like a box of chocolates.
But look at tonight. Look at tonight's game. I mean, when you're talking about coaching and you're talking about the whole scope of things, tonight everybody agreed the defense played well. Special teams, nobody's really touched. You know, Jason talked about that a little bit. Special teams played great. The kick coverage on kickoffs and on punt coverage was amazing tonight.
Andrew Conrad boomed a 49-yarder.
Right.
That was big to get us on the board.
So you look at special teams was solid as a rock tonight. Defense was solid as a rock until at the end, which, you know, you give them a pass on that. First of all, there's a pick six, not their fault. 6.5 minutes to go. Your coach, whoever, has made the decision to punt the ball and not go for it. So the defense is like, well, I guess we're waving the white flag. They give up another cheap touchdown at the end. Defense did what they were supposed to do. Special teams didn't. Offense just didn't show up.
Yeah, I mean, offensively, we just don't. There's no excitement. I mean, there's none.
And the thing is there's somebody at the top. There's the guy making all the decisions. And as much as I love Donnie, I really do. I like him as a person, but he's the boss. He's the boss of the part of the team that's not getting it done. The bosses of the other parts of the team are getting it done.
317-1250 Halloween Express live line. Jack is on Highway 64. Hey, Jack.
Hey, Clip. I'm glad we took our shot, as Donnie said in his post-game press conference. 3 years ago, we played SMU, and it would look like a different coach was out there. I think they took the lead 7-0, and we came out with the fake punt. Totally flipped the momentum. We went up 45-7. Today, we get out there, we mess around, 14-3. You know, we're looking good. Fast forward, we don't go for it. And this is now the second time we've been in a position where we're down a couple scores, and Houston just waves the white flag. And conspiracy theory, you got to wonder if he's got money on the game, because there's no reason. It was in the Houston game last year. There's no reason in the game this year to punt the ball. I mean, I guess our defense outscores our offense in some games. So maybe you got that point. So that I don't get that at all.
Well, we were scratching our heads. Billy had a potential reason. Our best chance of scoring was
on defense.
Yeah, maybe a pick six or a fumble.
That's the only thing I can come up with.
Yeah.
Maybe they muffed the punt again.
Yeah.
But I got a problem with Houston and his management of the game. So we got Flynn fumbled the ball. You can see it broad as day. Flynn, one, he needs to get everybody to the line. You need to start running them. You need to get your freaking receivers set. And there's just no urgency to hike the ball. You got to hike the ball. You got to get everybody there. There's not only there's a fumble in the play, there's 3 SMU guys running off the field, and we're just moseying over there. What's the play call? It doesn't matter. Throw the ball. And then in the first half, there's multiple plays where it's like, hey, should we review this? Mike just sitting there, not doing anything. Oh, let me look at the scoreboard. Oh, the ball's hiked. Oh, we missed that one. Oh, we'll get them next time. No. Call a timeout. You didn't even use them, I don't even think, in the first half. Use them for something. Call a timeout. We'll get the puck. It's just, I mean, his clock management, I mean, it's not the worst, but I mean, it is up there with just, it's subpar for sure. And so it's just a habit. He's not aggressive anymore. He's kind of lost his edge from, I mean, we come out of that SMU game 3 years ago, and I thought we were going to be world beaters because, you know, there's something you believe in. We're out here like not going for it on 4th down with 6 minutes to go. And here's the other thing that Jason can probably pick up on. Our receivers show no effort. Some of the guys out there, they one of the guys doesn't even know a juke move. He doesn't know spin. He doesn't know X. He doesn't know B. He doesn't know stick left, stick right. And on the interception, we're sitting there. I'm like, all right, this would be a good time for a run play right here. And then 5 steps back and then runs a lazy route. And he stepped back, and I was like, oh, it's a run. And my buddy's sitting there. He's like, yeah, you would have think it's a run by the way he steps back. Fast forward 2 seconds later, it's a pick six. And it's just little things. When we are down by 7 points, you got to take every play like it's your last play. And, I mean, it's just lackadaisical that we're out here on offense and we got stuff happening like this. That's my rant for the day.
And it was a pretty good rant. Thank you, Jack. On that fumble, I'll say this. I thought initially that he was down, and I was watching the Braves on the computer. So I turned my head. I'm watching the Braves. I'm hearing Marcus and Jason saying, snap the ball, snap the ball, snap the ball. You got to snap the ball. And then they go to review. I'm like, what are y'all talking about? He was down. Clearly he wasn't down. I see on the replay. And then you kind of see I had looked up, and what'd you say, Marcus? To add insult to injury, we had a guy, I guess, lined up in the wrong spot, so he had to run across the field, and it was
to run from one spot all the way to the outside. I believe he got to.
What'd you call it, Jason? Alarm or fire or something?
Yeah, you just gotta have a turn. Like Geronimo means everybody get up. We're gonna snap the ball, and it's a play. You have a play on your script to where if there's a questionable call, you line up, you run the play. You don't have to even be in a real formation because all you're going to do is just snap it ahead and take a quarterback sneak.
Yeah, we used to have a fire call, and if you were a wide receiver that usually lined up on the outside hash on the left side, and that last play you ended up on the right side, you lined up in that. Just get in a slot on that side or something. Get onto the line.
No doubt.
It didn't matter where you were. You just need to run the play.
It's not a penalty to have everybody on the line.
Right.
It's only a penalty if you cover up a legal receiver that goes downfield. So just get on the line and run and snap the ball and run quarterback sneak. That's all you got to do.
That turned out to be huge. Huge turnover in the game. Thank you for the call. All right, Ara, you are up next in Greenville on the Halloween Express live line. Hello, Ara.
Hi, it's Ava Griffin.
Ara, hello.
From Greenville. I just want to say our defensive has played the best that they could. I think it did amazing tonight, the best possibilities they could play. There's some things they can work on, of course, like always, like everybody else said before, but I think our defensive has done the best they could. Offensive-wise, I think there's a lot of things to think between Finn and Garcia. Garcia is good with running the ball. Finn is good with passing the ball. So that's something that they have to think about what they want to do.
All right. Anything else?
No.
Thank you. Have a good night. 317-1250. Halloween Express live line. For the first time this year, we hear from Owen in Tampa. Hello, Owen.
This should be good.
Yes, police. I'd like to report a robbery. The suspect's name is Michael Houston, and he is stealing money from our university. All right? Now, you got a lot of young kids calling in here talking about the chip on the shoulder. Well, y'all haven't seen that since they were in elementary school, all right? We had it back when the two guys sitting to Clip's left played, because I was in school then, all right? And guys like Crandall and Nichols, they didn't tolerate the kind of stuff that's going on out there right now. And I know that for a fact because they played for a man who didn't tolerate that kind of stuff. And if you don't believe me, you can ask them, because their asses are sitting right there. Now, oh, by the way, Clip, you need to smile more, man. You look terrible on the YouTube channel. But that all being said, what in the blue hell is going on up there? All right, I'm just thankful they're not coming to Tampa this year so I don't have to go to USF and watch this abortion of a program. This is ridiculous. Does somebody have any money in that town? Who are these, like, people with too much money in Greenville? Pay the money and get rid of Mike Houston's sorry ass. He stands there on the sideline with his arms crossed, and he just, like, he does nothing. Donnie does nothing, and obviously Mike's okay with it because he's the boss. So I don't understand what's happening there. And now we literally have to worry about a dude named Biff coming to town and beating our ass. That's where we're at. We're worried about a guy named Biff. Have you seen this dude? He looks like trailer trash. And now he's going to come in here and hand us our ass? Anyway, I've been done with Mike Houston since year 2. I told you that a long time ago, Clip. But, I mean, at least you got Marcus and Jason there. It's good to see those guys, man. They were great players. And I don't know what great players look like anymore or great coaches look like anymore because I haven't seen them in 5 damn years. Anyway, Clip, we'll talk basketball season, brother.
Owen, it's awesome to hear your voice. Thanks,
Appreciate you, Owen.
There he is, Owen in Tampa, always fiery. And, man, I miss hearing from him. Even though a lot of times he talks junk about me. It's still funny. I like it. All right, 317-1250. Joel, Robbie, Billy will get to you, and Billy will say bye to you.
I appreciate the time, guys. It was fun.
Good to see you, Billy.
And I won't be here next week. I have a wedding to go to. I tried to get out of it.
You're going to miss the Biff Bowl?
I'm going to miss
We
the
got a
Biff
guy
Bowl.
named Biff coming to town. I don't know if you heard.
I'm going to miss it. I don't know who gets married during football season.
I'm telling you.
And look, my wife's out there. She's giving me the look.
You better, yeah.
Who's getting married?
Uh-huh.
Can't you reschedule it?
Who's getting married?
That's what I said.
Reschedule the wedding?
No, you reschedule it.
No.
No, I'm just messing.
I'm missing 2 games. I'm going to miss my Farmville Central High School game on Friday night and ECU on Saturday. So,
well,
they better appreciate that I'm coming to this wedding.
There you go.
Better be 25
Better be an open bar at the reception.
Yes.
All right, we'll see you. We'll talk to you next week on PRL. 317-1250. Back with more on the U.S. Sailor 5th Quarter Call-In Show after this.
A
Attention athletes and fans. Tiebreakers is looking for all-stars. Do you know an athlete who made a game-winning play, scored an amazing touchdown, or hit a huge home run? We're scouting Eastern North Carolina for this month's most outstanding athlete. Go to tiebreakersathlete.com to nominate your favorite player for the prestigious Athlete of the Month award. Tiebreakers, shining a light on the athletes that make Eastern North Carolina proud. Submit your nomination now at tiebreakersathlete.com.
I'm Michael Vaughn with East Coast Grading and Utilities. Many of you know my dad, David Vaughn, and his work in putting in subdivisions all over Pirate Nation. But East Coast Grading and Utilities is not just for those type of big jobs. We're here for the homeowners. Whether it's concrete, driveways, hauling rock, or sand, whatever you need, East Coast Grading and Utilities can get the job done. Call us at 252-531-7494 or check us out on Facebook at East Coast Grading and Utilities.
Switching is easy. We do it all the time. We switch on the lights. We switch TV channels. Some of us switch partners while square dancing. Well, that's a stretch. But what's not a stretch is how you can switch and save with State Farm. In fact, this is State Farm agent Timothy Sawyer right here in Greenville. We can switch your auto and home insurance so you can start saving today. My team and I are ready to welcome you to the State Farm neighborhood. With Timothy Sawyer State Farm, it's easy to switch and save. Just give us a call, 493-0002. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
This isn't your regular cola, so this isn't your regular cola ad. No beach parties or family barbecues here. Just Nitro Pepsi, the first cola ever infused with nitrogen. So forget everything you thought you knew about soda, because that nitrogen gives us a whole new experience. Think an infusion of smaller bubbles for a cola that's got a lighter, smoother texture. And don't get me started on the pour. You don't pour this like any other cola. We're talking turn the can completely upside down and watch as those bubbles cascade into the glass to create a frothy, luxurious foam topping. Can your cola do that? I didn't think so. Unless you've got your own Nitro Pepsi, in which case cheers to your great taste. Because you already know that the only thing better than the pour is the unapologetic cola taste. What else is there to say? From the creamy foam to the smooth texture to its unbelievably delicious flavor, this is cola like you've never had it before. Time to bring your taste buds to the next frontier. Nitro Pepsi. Smooth, creamy, delicious.
This is Frank Lee with Appliances Superstore. We make buying appliances easy. Now we make buying golf carts easy. Yes, that's right. We have golf carts in stock. Icon and Bentelli, street legal golf carts that are ready to hit the road. Mention Pirate Radio and get $500 off your new cart. It's just that easy. Get your new golf cart today and save $500 when you mention Pirate Radio. We're located right off 264 behind the new DMV or AppliancesSuperstore.com. Appliances Superstore, where we make buying appliances and golf carts easy.
Do you ever talk to yourself about where to eat today? And then you hear,
Warren's Hot Dogs.
Then you're thinking, yeah, 2 hot dogs, chips, and a drink for only $6.25 would be awesome.
Warren's Hot Dogs.
And maybe some homemade lemonade, perhaps a pizza or a sub, and definitely an apple or peach turnover.
Warren's Hot Dogs.
Don't overthink where to eat today. Go to Warren's Hot Dogs in Greenville across from Ron Ayers or in Chocowinity next to the fire station. Warren's Hot Dogs, serving the Pirate Nation since 1991. Go Pirates!
Pirate Radio.
Here it is a first down. Pirates.
The voice of the Pirate Nation.
Happy birthday to you. This is your day. And on this day for you, we're gonna love you in every way. This is your day, your day. Happy birthday to you.
You're listening to the U.S. Cellular fifth quarter postgame call-in show. Here's Clip Brock.
All right. Happy birthday to the birthday girl, Shirley Rhodes.
Happy birthday, Shirley.
Yeah.
Turning.
I was like, look, y'all can have all the negativity you want the next couple of hours. I'm going to take this minute and 45 seconds to celebrate my daggone birthday since I have to be here after midnight.
It's your party, and we'll cry if we want to. How about that?
Yeah.
Shirley turning 28 today.
Oh, wow.
That's right. That's right.
Something like that. Give or take.
21, couple hundred times.
There you go. It is Halloween season. Halloween Express serves up our live line. It is Greenville's premier Halloween superstore. right next to Target. Go see them and get your decor, masks, and everything in between for adults and kids. Thanks to Halloween Express, and thanks to Brandon Tate and U.S. Cellular, the fifth quarter call-in show here with a lot of eyeballs on us after midnight. So we appreciate you watching on YouTube and listening on your radios. All right, 317-1250, Jay, Joel, Robbie, hang on. Let's go to Billy in Goldsboro. Hey, Billy.
Hey, Cliff, how you guys doing?
We're fair.
Hanging in there, Billy.
Me too. Y'all get some food catered in there tonight?
Man, Wings Over Greenville hit the spot.
Yes.
And we enjoyed that while we were watching the game, and we got leftovers, so we're good.
Gotcha. I didn't know if y'all had an abundance of sup sauce in there.
No, not tonight. No, we're good.
Well, look, obviously there's a million things wrong with this coaching staff and this program, but you got some former players up there, and I figured they might could give me an answer. And it's kind of a yes or no question. Is this coaching staff capable of developing a quarterback? I mean, like me personally, I think the Garcia kid has got plenty of tools in the bag. I just don't think he's getting. I mean, you're playing a fifth-year walk-on versus a kid you can't develop. Like, where is the problem there?
Yeah, I mean, all we can go by is what we've seen, and Holt Nailers was inherited from the previous coach, and the two quarterbacks on this roster, they're not playing up to par. That is clear to see. So the short answer for me would be no, but you guys can.
Well, I put in a third answer for me is I don't know. I don't know. I have no idea because I don't know them personally.
I mean, it's not like Nick Saban money. It's a lot of money to be given someone who cannot develop a quarterback.
No, you're right. I mean, that's a big job to do. I mean, because it's a lot. It's a lot that is put on a quarterback's shoulders that he got to understand. And so you got to be a quarterback whisperer, and you got to be able to get those guys to see the big picture, make quick decisions, and typically, you want those kids to be pretty sharp on what's going on from the standpoint of the offense.
Well, how many years and how much money is left on this guy's contract, on Houston's contract?
Yeah, I'll have to Google that up.
I mean, at this point, I could probably make about 5 or 6 phone calls just in Eastern North Carolina, and we can knock this out.
Yeah, 5-year contract in 2021. The contract would end after the 2026 season, paying him about $2.3 million per year per football scoop.
Okay, so I guess he still owed about $8 million bucks.
Yeah.
I mean, that's $8 million more dollars to a man that can't develop a quarterback. Like, it's just getting frustrating, man. And I'm gonna let y'all go. I just wish that somebody could come up with some money and get him out of here and start over, start from scratch.
All right, Billy. Thanks for hanging out late with us, man.
Would you think you and Ruffin McNeil would be held Harris Teeter with a blank check and 2 buggies?
I don't even know how to respond to that, so I'll just say have a good night. Thank you, Billy. There's Billy in Goldsboro. I'm going to have to go back to the replay and hear what the hell he just said.
Said something about Ruffin McNeil at a Harris Teeter with a blank check and 2 buggies.
All right. Let's go to Robbie in Richmond. Hey, Robbie.
Hey, Cliff. How you doing, man?
I've been better.
I hear you. Hey, also apologize for your Bravos, buddy.
How you going to ask me how I'm doing, then bring up the Braves? I mean,
you know what? Hey, just thinking about you tonight, man.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
No, big thing here that I've seen. I mean, married into the ECU family, so wasn't with ECU early on, and married into it, and kind of been bought into it. But the big thing that I saw tonight is, a big shout out to Blake Harrell on the defense. They for almost every game, minus that Michigan one, they've been in for 3.5 quarters, and it's that last half quarter because they're on the field nonstop because the offense can't sustain the drive. And I think a lot of it has to do with that offensive line. The offensive line can't block. We don't have a quarterback that can do anything either. I mean, when you can't run the football, you can't throw the football. We have receivers who can't, they can't complete a pass. They can't do anything on the offensive side of things. And I also don't know what the hell Donnie Kirkpatrick's doing to make things any better for these guys. I mean, at what point do you go away from a 2-quarterback system and either live or die with one guy? I mean, you're 1-5. Is a 2-quarterback system going to last you the entire year, or do you sit here and say, hey, look, maybe we need to just go with one guy, buy in on it, and go? Is that Mason Garcia? I don't know. I mean, I don't know that Flynn throws the ball well, but I mean, Mason has all the talent in the world, but he's also been in the system for 3 years now, and hasn't developed at all. And is that on the coaching staff? For sure. But on the grand scheme of things, we have a guy who we can't even develop into a quarterback to be. We're talking about a Power 5 school, and we're looking here, there's nothing there for us on the offensive side of the football to make us even seem like we are capable of doing that. And it's just tough to watch on a weekly basis, and it's pretty much all I got. But it's like I said, it's tough to watch, and I appreciate you guys and all that you guys do, and hanging out late night, listening to everybody bitch and complain about it.
All right, Robbie. Thanks, man. And, you hit on some good points. I saw somebody in the YouTube chat say this is our best defense since the Skip Holtz era. And I'm wondering if that's true, and if you put a compatible offense with them, what the record would be this year. I don't know. But
well, I promise you we wouldn't be 1-5.
Yeah, no doubt. All right, we go next to Joel in Wilson. Hello, Joel.
Hey, how's it going, guys? Just want to say I appreciate what you guys do, and I'm going to be positive here. It's not as bad as the Montgomery era, but I'll say our O-line doesn't give enough time to let us find out how good Mason's arm is. Like someone said earlier about getting creative, I saw a play where running back took the snap and Mason went into motion. I think we gained 4 or 5 yards on that play. I'd love to see some more run-pass option. Maybe that's our go-to with the ball, last resort safety net. And we did achieve a sort of a running game as the game went on. But I'd like to understand how ECU would take the approach Deion Sanders has and embrace the new portal and NIL aspect.
Well, was that the end of your? I thought you were still going to go on.
That might have been it.
Okay.
Yeah, that's all, folks.
Well, embrace the portal, and then did you say from an NIL? I mean, we're challenged from an NIL perspective, so that's a different ball game almost. But I thought the plan was to bring a guy out of the portal from a quarterback standpoint this year, just to give another guy a chance or a go. But I guess they were pleased with what they had here, or either struck out on the quarterback they were going for in the portal.
Yeah, I mean, the portal is it's a risk now. I mean, unless you truly have people that are scouting other teams to say, hey, we need to go get this kid, because that's what everybody else is doing. They're not just going into the portal all of a sudden and pulling names out. They're scouting these kids, and then they're talking to them about, hey, we like you. We got X amount of dollars for you to come to XYZ University. So it's not like they're just going out there all of a sudden plucking guys out. Those guys, pretty much by the time they hit the portal, they already got something in place.
Yeah. Joel, anything else, man?
No, just want to say appreciate what you guys do.
Thank you, man. Thanks for hanging out with us late night. We appreciate you, the callers, the viewers, the listeners, and thank you all for being a part of the U.S. Cellular Fifth Quarter Call-In Show. Let's go next to Jay in Greenville. Hey, Jay.
How you doing?
All right.
I want to bring up Donnie Kirkpatrick.
Do it then.
We need to fire him. The plays we're calling are terrible. I'm a student, and we're paying so much money for Donnie Kirkpatrick to call these terrible plays.
All right. Anything else?
And we're paying Mike Houston almost $2 million a year, and we can't win but one football game? One football game.
Yeah, one football game.
Isn't that terrible? Cliff, isn't that terrible?
That's not great.
Tell them, Cliff, it is terrible.
It is less than stellar.
$2 million a year. Duke's paying less than that, and they are ranked.
Wow. I hear you.
What is the solution, Cliff?
Why? Yeah, I have no idea, man.
Fire Mike Houston.
That'll cost us. It's about $8 million, they're saying, right?
Yeah.
So you can fire him, Jay, but we got to find $8 million to move on if that was the case. And that's,
Start the GoFundMe. Fire him.
All right, we'll start the GoFundMe and see what you can come up with.
It isn't Mike Houston. That's all I got to say.
All right.
It's from the Boneyard. Fire Mike Houston.
All right. Thank you, Jay.
Y'all have a good night.
You too,
All right,
buddy.
you too, Jay.
There's Jay. I do like that he stuck to his point. He didn't stray. He had something to say.
I don't know if he remember any points, man. He sounded like he was definitely in the Boneyard, and he had him one or two drinks out there too.
Yeah. All right. Thank you, Jay. Kendall, Gabby, Charles, you are up next when we return on the U.S. Sailor Fifth Quarter Call-In Show. We will be back with you after these messages from our local sponsors.
Be sure to check out David Price Construction for all of your commercial or custom residential renovation and building needs. Run by ECU alumni, David Price Construction specializes in commercial projects, maintenance on facilities, and large-scale residential renovations and additions. Proud to be voted the Remodeler of the Year by the Home Builders Association of Raleigh-Wake County in 2018 and Best Business Commercial Remodel Project winner for 2020. David Price Construction, the proud ECU Home Services partner.
The Buccaneer Music Hall is your beacon of music in the land of pirates in eastern North Carolina. Open 7 days a week with live music. Every Monday, open mic night. Tuesday, karaoke with DJ Captain Morgan. Wednesday, acoustic night. Thursday night, line dancing and music from DJ Dog. On Friday and Saturday night, enjoy the best local bands in the area. And don't forget, Sunday Fun Day during football season with NFL jersey giveaways and more. Check out Facebook and Instagram for all up-to-date info. Y'all come get bucked up. Go Pirates!
This is Martin Truex Jr., and as a NASCAR Cup Series champion, I love one-stop shopping. When I need fresh tires or fuel during a race, my pit crew takes care of everything. Off the track, I have an auto owner's independent agent. They handle all my insurance in one place: car, home, life, and business. Get your own pit crew and find a local agency with auto owner's insurance.
This is Brian Smith with Town Insurance in Greenville. Call me today at 756-8300. Go Pirates!
What's up there, Pirate Nation? Kyle Gaines here at Washington Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram in Washington, North Carolina. This month, the month of October, excellent deals here at Washington Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram with 15% off MSRP on Jeep Compass, Jeep Renegade, Jeep Grand Cherokee second row, and third row. That's right, folks. 15% off MSRP on those Jeep brands. So come check us out here at Washington Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram. Drive a little, save a lot. Go Pirates.
The arrival of fall also means the arrival of new clothing at Russell's. Hey, it's Russell, and we're gearing up for a new season. New color, new texture, new styles, and even a few new lines. Whether it's game day, school day, church day, or wedding day, we have you covered. It's all the quality clothing lines you've come to love and enjoy at prices you can afford. We're open 10 to 5 Monday through Saturday and have a great rear entrance for your convenience. Alterations are provided and handled in-house. A clothing store to meet your every need. Russell's Clothing in historic downtown Washington.
Take control of your health today with Arc Point Labs. Looking to lose weight? Have you tried everything possible and nothing is working? Sometimes a hormone imbalance can be the underlying cause to weight issues that dieting and exercise can't fix alone. A simple blood test at Arc Point Labs can provide insight to your weight loss goals. Visit arcpointlabs.com today or call 629-6228 to get an appointment. Arc Point Labs. Accurate, reliable, confidential testing. Visit artpointlabs.com.
Wings Over has always been a great go-to for dinner or a late-night snack, and it still is. But did you know you don't have to wait for dinner to get Wings Over? That's right. Wings Over Greenville is now open for lunch 7 days a week. Get Wings Over for lunch and have it delivered right to the office. Wings Over also caters so everyone at work can enjoy. Wings Over Greenville has over 20 flavors to choose from, including the limited edition Cajun garlic flavor. Order today by going online at wingsover.com or by calling 758-9464. Wings Over, they deliver.
Pirate Radio. Blah, blah, blah. This. Blah, 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 blah. Is. Blah. Pirate. Blah, blah. Radio.
You're listening to the U.S. Cellular fifth quarter postgame call-in show. Here's Clip Brock. Now, with the Pirate Radio scoreboard, here's Shirley Rhodes.
All right, let's take a look at what we've got college football-wise coming up tomorrow night. Tulane will take on Memphis at 7 o'clock. Fresno State will be on the road at Utah State at 8 o'clock. Stanford will face Colorado at 10 o'clock tomorrow night. And then taking a look at your weekend top 25, number 1 Georgia will face off against Vanderbilt on Saturday at noon. Number 2 Michigan will host Indiana at noon. Number 3 Ohio State will take on Purdue. Also at noon, it'll be number 11 Alabama and Arkansas. 16th ranked Utah will host California for a 3 o'clock kickoff. Number 6 Penn State will host UMass at 3:30. Number 8 Oregon will take on number 7 Washington at 3:30, and Tennessee will host Texas A&M at 3:30 on CBS. That is a look at your Buccaneer Music Hall scoreboard, brought to you by The Buck. The Buck has all the fun for your Sunday fun day covered. Every Sunday you can kick off the day at The Buck with the largest 4K screen in Greenville, along with 18 TVs, so you don't miss a game. They'll have mimosa specials, a Bloody Mary menu, and pizza all day from Pizza Hut. Don't forget the weekly jersey giveaway is starting at 5 o'clock. Score every Sunday at The Buck. Now let's head back into the U.S. Cellular fifth quarter postgame call-in show. Here's Clip.
All righty. Thank you, Shirley Rhodes. Just happy birthday to the birthday girl. Chandler Honeycutt running the video. We got Jason Nichols, Marcus Crandall here in studio, and a lot of y'all still up late with us tonight. And we will continue to roll through your calls. Brian, Kendall, Gabby, hang on. Let's go to Charles in Richmond. Hey, Charles.
Hey, guys. Thank you for taking my call, sticking around late to, let us all cry and complain about the state of ECU football at the moment. Appreciate you.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
But, I think at this point in time, it's pretty obvious that, 2 years of the fan-controlled football league would probably do a better job of offensive play calling than Donnie Kirkpatrick has done this season, right? I can tell you definitively, we would never agree to run it up the gut 2 times repeatedly, right? Every single defensive coordinator that opposes us knows what we're going to do, right? They know we're going to give that. So if we get a first down, next 2 plays, we're going to try to run it up the gut. Not going to get anything, right? Let's just change it up. It was said earlier, and I was telling my friends, my wife, everybody else around, and I was like, I don't care what you do. Just air it out. Change something. Just change something. If you lose doing that, you've at least shown us that you cared a little bit, right? And I cannot agree more. We threw the white towel in at 6.5 minutes, 4th and 2. I don't blame the defense for giving up at that point in time. The coaches have given up. What do you expect out of that? They played their butts off. I don't want to put this in the universe, but whatever we can possibly do to make sure that Blake Harrell doesn't go anywhere, we need to do that. And that should be our number 1 priority, right? Everybody else in the coaching staff, question mark. Blake Harrell, keep him. I don't know who our special teams coordinator is off the top of my head, but they played well tonight, right? Donnie's crap. Mike Houston's crap because he can't make a damn decision and is just standing there not doing anything. It is time to, get off the pot, man, make a decision. That's why you get paid those big bucks that are coming from everybody from this extremely passionate fan base's hard-earned dollars, right? Like, I'd want to get Dan Mullen. Like, if Dan Mullen wants to come back, throw him money because he seemed to be impressed by, the infrastructure that we have to win, quote unquote, tonight on the the broadcast. It's like some people want to be here, other people just swing through. I think it's pretty obvious at this point in time that Mike Houston thought he was going to swing through, and he hasn't yet. And I don't think he's going to get a better job. And it's just like, throw the towel in yourself, man, because you've done it to us already. Do it to yourself. Do everybody a favor and get the hell out of Greenville because we deserve better. We want better. We always show up, but we expect you to do the same for us. Go Pirates.
All right, Charles. Thank you for the call, man. Not to be a Debbie Downer here, but Dan Mullen, is he the Thursday night ESPN guy? I mean, I'm assuming he does all the games.
He's the main guy right now.
Yeah. And I'm sure he goes to every town and talks about how great it is. And I thought the announcers tonight talked up Garcia and Flynn as much as they could and raved about everything. So Dan Mullen has spoken about all these places he's gone to the same, I'm sure. But I just don't want anybody to get their hopes really high that Dan Mullen, because he was in Greenville, is going to all of a sudden become our head coach.
You're a realist.
Thank you. I didn't even say I'm negative. Thank you. I'm a realist.
But let me tell you this. What we saw. Steve Logan could appreciate Greenville. Why? He had been at Mississippi State. He had been at Colorado. He had been at all these other places where he's traveled to where when he got here, he saw the beauty in what East Carolina was. Dan Mullen's done the same thing. He's been in a lot of places.
What are you doing, Jason?
No. I'm just saying. I'm just being real. Why do guys stay here? Either one, you got a personal tie to the university, right? Let's look at baseball. Why hasn't Cliff left?
Yeah.
He's a Pirate.
He
has it in his heart. He has it in his blood.
Yeah.
So it has to be something like that to where a guy can say, I don't have to go chase the next job or go to the next thing. I can be content being right here for the next 15 years of my life.
And I've talked about all the people that have come through here and then ended up retiring here because they liked it so much with Coach Connors, with Rick Smith, with the old women's soccer coach, went to Notre Dame, retired from there, came back to live here. Like, people love it here once they get here. So, no, your point is correct. I just feel like Dan Mullen probably likes a lot of places.
Yeah, he may. and Dan Mullen will get another opportunity somewhere else anyway.
Absolutely.
I mean, he will.
There's people saying he should still be at Florida or whatever, should have a job. But,
yeah.
That's the way the coaching world works.
It is.
All right, back to the Halloween Express live line. Gabby is up in Goldsboro. Hello, Gabby.
Hey.
Hey.
I just want to say, as a person who's, like any other Pirates and listening to Pirate Radio after every game, it's almost like Pirate therapy at this point. It's not even any hope. It's just a bunch of people calling in with devastating hearts.
And we are not licensed, but we will do our best to talk everybody through it.
What do you need, Gabby?
So what everyone's talking about, and Flynn and the coach, but what I want to talk about is the environment that, as a Pirate growing up, like, it's always been, proud purple and gold, that aggressive fight for, that win. And we've been going to these games, and you step in that stadium, and it's an automatic lose. You can just tell in the fans' heart and the tailgate. I mean, the game wasn't even over in the halftime, and you look on. I mean, so next to almost every game, literally get fired because he stayed for a football game and didn't go into work, and he left during the third quarter. And I mean, we're losing simply just because of. The fans, we're all so down, and the players are feeling it. I heard P, the Pirate, he was doing the purple and gold. I literally heard him say, crowd's tough. That's bad. When you got
Petey's not supposed to talk.
It's tough.
You hear the mascot talking, that is bad.
It's bad.
Yeah.
You can just see it on the field. Like, we always get our hopes up every game we go in, and immediately the other team gets a touchdown, and it's just like, dang. everyone's leaving, everyone's packing up,
Well,
everyone's hanging their heads.
That's on the fans. I mean, you got to stick through it or don't. That's their call, your call as a fan. You would hope you stick through it.
We were well into that game in the fourth quarter. I mean, we still had a chance to hopefully find a way to go get another touchdown to tie it up before we threw, the pick six that they took to the house.
Yeah, only down by 4 points.
Yeah.
And then held them to a field goal, down 7.
We were down
you were down 4 with the ball. You're down 7 with the ball. You had chances. Anyway, anything else, Gabby?
It's exhausting. You hold out the whole game. You're like, oh, this is their moment.
Yeah.
It's only won one game so far. You're like, this is going to be it. This is what we're going to win on. And it's like, no, it's just the same, just like any other game.
That was eerily similar to Marshall, I will say, where you had opportunities offensively to do something and you just couldn't do it. And then the board finally broke. The dam finally broke there.
Yeah. But I appreciate y'all.
All right, Gabby.
Thanks, Gabby. Appreciate you calling in. Thank you. 317-1250 on the Halloween Express live line. We go next to Kendall and Aiden. Hey, Kendall.
What's up, buddy?
KP, what's up?
Good, man. Listen, I've thought about this thing a lot, and first time I've called this year. But guys, we gotta. If I had to assess where we are, it's an ego problem. And what I mean by that is, if you look at our run game tonight, we had 2 plays, particularly where we run the ball outside the tackles. One of them was an option play. Rajah Harris picked up about 8 yards, 7 yards. And the other, Marlon Gunn, picked up. There was a holding call called, and he got outside the. And I think he was going to pick up 8 or 9 yards. My point is this: back when Marcus played here, Coach Logan was very good about running the option. I'm not saying we need to run the option, but what I am saying is the reason he ran the option was he could get the running back on the edge. When we had the debacle with after him, and then when Skip came, we had Chris Johnson. Chris Johnson was 1 yard in a cloud of dust. Until he got him on the edge and got him in space, he didn't do a whole lot. When Ruffin came, he had an unconventional offense anyways. It was spread you out, put you all over the field. Last year, Keaton Mitchell ran between, most of his runs were not between the tackles. He would bounce it out on his own and get outside and get in space on his own, and he'd take off and go down the sideline. You're not going to, if you want to continue to put a square peg in a round hole and run the ball between the tackles of East Carolina consistently, you're not going to be here very long. You're just not. Kyle said earlier, we don't consistently recruit offensive linemen to run the ball up in between the tackles all day long like in Alabama or a big SEC school. You've got to be unconventional to be successful here. That's the very fabric of our university. Let's face it. We've always had to be unconventional at times to be successful in everything we've done. And I think if we're going to continue to do, the definition of insanity is keep doing the same thing over and over and over and not a lot of success. We've got to try some things differently. You've got some athletes, get the ball to them in space. You got some running. I mean, the offensive line obviously is not going to hold up long enough to run a 25-yard dig route or a big old post route downfield. It's not. You got to get the ball to your athletes and get them in space and let them go to work. Until then, you're not going to be successful. And if we don't learn to adapt to what we have instead of trying to have an ego and say this is what we will do, you're not going to do it. So, guys, I appreciate what you're doing tonight, and y'all have a good night. Go Pirates.
All right, Kendall. Thank you. Kendall and Aiden.
Yeah.
Had a lot to say there. Maybe we'll break it down when we have a lack of callers, but we are locked and loaded, so we'll keep on going on as we are 20 minutes away here from 1 a.m. on the U.S. Sailor fifth quarter call-in show. Let's go quickly to Brian in Raleigh next. Hey, Brian.
Hey, Clip, good morning.
Top of the morning to you.
Thanks for hanging in there late, guys. Good call, I think, from Kendall. I think he had a lot of good things to say. I know, Clip, people are looking for you to sprinkle your magic fairy dust on this whole thing and make it all better, and that is not happening, right?
I'm all out of dust.
Yeah, it's just not, it's just not going to happen. I think at this stage, we know what we are, right? We're an offense that has an under talented offensive line, quarterbacks who look at the sidelines after every play, right? They don't know what the next thing to do is, and I think a perfect example was like on the fumble play. Like Flynn has to know, like get up, get to the line of scrimmage, and snap the ball. Shouldn't have to be looking at the line of scrimmage to go, okay, what do I do next, right? And so I think people are talking about, we need to be more creative with play calling. And I'm not at practice, and I don't really know. But to me is that the coaching staff doesn't trust these guys to be creative because they can't run the normal offense without throwing the ball to the other team or throwing it into the ground. I mean, let's be honest, Mason was about an eyelash from 2 or 3 interceptions tonight that were pretty lucky that they weren't caught by the other team. So, I'm with Kendall and the last caller that we need to look in the mirror and remember what we are, right? We're not going to get 350-pound linemen coming in here as freshmen every year as recruits for us. It's just not realistic. So you have to be able to do other things. But when was the last time I saw a screen pass or a wide receiver middle screen or something? Again, where we can see the defense is just stacking the box and daring these guys to throw the ball down the field and challenging them to do that. And they have proven that they cannot do it. They cannot do it, right? And I don't know if it's they can't or they won't, but clearly to me it seems like, the coaches are not going to destroy these guys, right, in interviews and that sort of thing and say, we don't trust Mason or Flynn can't do it or, whatever the case may be. They're not going to do that. So, maybe there's really something there where they don't understand or they're not grasping these concepts as well as they should be, and they just can't go beyond vanilla. And we have to think of that as a reality. So, I'm coming to the game next week. I got tickets for my family of 5. We spent money. We're going to come and we're going to enjoy homecoming and we're going to visit fans. And I'm going to be supportive and wear my purple. But I think Jason mentioned it earlier. As we get closer, you got to be honest and say, look, put the other kid in there. Put the Jeter kid in there. See what he can do. See what you got there. You can't worry about burning red shirts at this point because I don't think Coach Houston is going to get fired this season. I just don't. We're coming off 2 bowl games, right? Sort of a resurgence of the program back to a winning record. So if we go 3-9, is that acceptable? Really, probably not. But I do think you maybe give them this season, and if it continues into next season, then you've really got problems. But they've got to do something about the offense. They've been stubborn, and I hope to just maybe see some screen passes or something more to deal with there. So anyway, go Pirates. I hope for a positive outcome next week. Thanks for taking my call late, fellas, and appreciate all you do.
Thank you, Brian. Appreciate it, man.
You, Brian.
Yes. As far as fixing the offense, I don't know what you do short term for this year, but long term for next year, if I was I would say complete overhaul. I think you need somebody new in there calling the plays, but also if you had the best play caller in the world, how much better will we be this year? Maybe a little, but I don't know. You're going to need a new quarterback as well. I'm thinking wholesale changes on the offense from what I've seen so far this year.
Yeah, I mean, that's the frustrating part about all this. We're putting a lot of it on the quarterbacks and stuff, but I asked myself early in the season, well, who are they throwing it to that's truly making a play? At least tonight we had Saul that showed up and made some good catches there in the game.
Had a real good first half.
Had a real good first half. Not a lot of drops today as it has been in the past. So, but the difference is, we had to go on a 14-play drive. I said the key to winning any football game, man, you've been around it long enough, it's explosion plays. They scored on 2 explosion plays in the first quarter, all right? And like I said, it's passing plays that go past 20 and run plays that go past 10. The longer you're on the field, which is good, we ate the clock up. We kept those guys off the field. But typically, you trip yourself up in a 14-play drive.
It's cool watching the game with y'all. Y'all would say something, and then Dan Mullen would echo it a couple minutes later, especially on the point with the interception and was it zone versus man. But I saw somebody in the YouTube chat a moment ago say, David said, Mullen hit the nail on the head during the game. It is hard to sustain these 10 to 20 play drives. And Jason, you've said that multiple times this year, where the more plays you have, the more opportunities for a mistake you have. And which is why you, last week when I said we won time of possession, and you looked at me in my soul, in my eyes, and said, time of possession doesn't matter.
Well, we probably won it again tonight, right?
It don't matter.
It doesn't matter.
But no, you're right. Probably so. But that's kind of the point. And explosion plays.
Yeah.
That was y'all's keys. Some of y'all's keys before the game, and we still lack them. They hit them.
Well, when you break the game down, when you kind of look at it from start to finish, or actually even the first quarter, when you look at the first quarter. After they took the lead, man, they started to actually play us a little bit differently in regards to their first few series, I believe, they were up in our faces, in the receivers' faces, I should say. Not giving them a lot of space and all of that. And then after they took the lead, they kind of backed off a little bit and saying, hey, we are going to make you drive the field and make you make that mistake.
Right. Okay.
And why would they do that?
Yeah.
We ain't shown that we can really do that.
Absolutely. So they guarded against the big play.
Yeah.
Good points, callers, and by the analysts here, Marcus Crandall and Jason Nichols. 317-1250. We'll take another time out. We have more to go, and we've got 4 more callers locked and loaded, just as we did when we started this program hours ago. Johnny D, Jay, David, and Pays. Hang on. We'll get to you when we return. The U.S. Cellular 5th Quarter Call-In Show rolls on after this. Chico's Mexican Restaurant in downtown Greenville is the perfect place to get all your amigos together for some Mexican food, fun, and football. Chico's has been a game day tradition for Pirate football fans since 1983. Whether the game is home or away, make it a Chico's Day for some great specials and the best chips and salsa in town. Chico's Mexican Restaurant in downtown Greenville and online at chicosrestaurant.com. Go Pirates!
This is Dr. McGraw from Orthopedics East and Sports Medicine Center. Our practice has been caring for the athletes at ECU and the residents of Eastern North Carolina for more than 35 years. Whether it's treatment for your sports injury or it's time for that joint replacement, Orthopedics East provides the latest in operative and non-operative orthopedic care. We also offer on-site physical therapy and MRI services as well as walk-in urgent care on the weekends from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. For experienced and professional care, call us at 757-BONE or visit us online at orthoeast.com. Go Pirates!
Hey, Pirate Nation! Lindsay Gray here with Carolina Caliber. Dove, ducks, and deer, it's that time of year, and we've got the guns and all the gear. When you're not getting rowdy at Dowdy, enjoy browsing our online store and take your pick from the largest selection of firearms and accessories in Eastern NC. Be sure to check out our weekly hot deals, and when you're ready, head to Carolina Caliber. Our friendly and knowledgeable staff are ready to lead you to the perfect treasure. Carolina Caliber on Fire Tower Road in Winterville. It's a time-honored tradition.
Do you want to get rid of wrinkles, tighten and lift your skin, smooth your skin texture, erase veins and brown spots, get rid of unwanted hair and under-eye fat pads? Are you interested in Botox or filler? Contact the licensed professionals at Beauty Bar Medispa for a free consultation and ask about our newest technologies and treatments. Learn more at beautybarmedispa.com, Red Banks Road, Greenville. Enjoy your visit, love your transformation, and go Pirates!
Ah, it's that time of year again. Football is back and the pads are popping. And off the field, it's the popcorn at Wally's 2 Kettle Corn that's popping. Whether it's a movie night or watching the big game with your team, Wally's 2 has you covered like ECU's defensive backs. They have over 50 flavors to choose from, including classics like cheddar, caramel, or my favorite, better butter, or specialty flavors such as Chicago Style, Wintergreen Mix, and MJ's Cheesecake. Check them out on Facebook or stop by and see Wally today on Fire Tower Road across from Sam Jones Barbecue. Wally's 2 Kettle Corn. Make it a poppin' day.
Here at Brown & Wood with Jeff Stein. Jeff, I've noticed a lot of great GMC pickup trucks on the lot.
Yes, sir. We have 2500s and 1500s in stock and the all-new 3.0 Duramax diesel. We earned 30 extra trucks on allocation, so go online, brownandwood.com, or stop in, build your truck, we'll get it coming for you. Brown & Wood, voted #1 by the customer in Greenville. 4 brands, 3 generations, 2 rooftops, and 1 goal to make sure you leave a happy customer.
The Sidebar is the place to be this football season in downtown Greenville. Get your team together for dinner on the patio or inside starting at 5:30 Tuesday through Saturday. Or take a break from work and enjoy the tastiest foods around for lunch Thursday through Saturday from 11:30 to 2:30. And on Sundays, enjoy a delicious fall brunch from 11 to 2. Make your reservation today by calling 751-0151. Follow The Sidebar on Facebook or on Instagram at sidebar.greenville for more details. Go Pirates!
This is Carter Spivey, and you're listening to Pirate Radio, the voice of the Pirate Nation.
You're listening to the U.S. Cellular 5th quarter postgame call-in show. Here's Clip Brock.
All right, I've still got some voice left, so we're going to keep going. 317-1250, the number on the U.S. Cellular 5th quarter call-in show. Halloween Express live line is locked and loaded. Check out Halloween Express next to Target. It is Greenville Premier's Halloween Superstore. Halloween Express, get your masks, costumes, decor, and more for adults and kids right there next to Target in Greenville. Go see Lisa Cartwright and the fine folks at Halloween Express. All right, Johnny D, Jay, David, hang on. Let's go to B. Pace in Raleigh. What's up, Pace?
So we can talk about Jeter now?
I reckon so, yeah. We can talk about Jeter, Mantle, Ruth, whoever.
Anybody. So I disagree with the caller, a couple callers that said we're not in the Coach Mo thing. We're not in the, some of these, when we've had these slumps. So listen, with all due respect to current coaching staff or, whatever, John Thompson and Coach Mo, they weren't playing teams like this. I just went back and kind of looked at the, some of the teams between, the Coach Mo era and the John Thompson era. That's 5 seasons of Pirate football where it was really bad. They played 14 ranked teams. 14. Top 25 teams between those 5 seasons. Mike Houston has played how many ranked teams in 5 years? I went back and looked at that. So I think Cincinnati twice, Michigan this year, and NC State. So 4 in 5 years, it looks like to me. Because I don't believe BYU was ranked, and I don't believe, I could be wrong, was UCF ranked last year when we beat them? I don't think they were. I don't think they were at that time. So, yes, this is in that realm. You are in that realm right now of you're not playing, you got 2 guys in there. You're not playing Miami, West Virginia, Virginia Tech, South Florida when they were good. You're not playing those teams like that. I mean, you've lost to Rice. SMU is what they are. Appalachian State got beat by a 2-3 Coastal Carolina team the other night. Marshall's okay, but you are in that realm. And if Pirate fans want to say, "Oh, we're not in the Mo realm, or we're not in that," yes, you are. That's where you're 1-5.
Again, Pace, I hear you, but we're talking in 3 and 9 seasons versus back-to-back bowl seasons. this year is definitely bad, but as far as errors and things like that, it would have to be multiple years of this.
Yeah, but he's 22 and 29 now. 22 and 29. 6 of those wins.
Yeah, John Thompson won 3 games and Mo won 9 games.
Yeah, but I agree with you. But Mike Houston's not played the schedule none of those guys play. None of them. Even Russ, he's not playing those. He's not playing those schedules those guys play. And listen, I hope the man turns it around. But I think he's being exposed for where he's at. I think it's a fifth-year coach. Didn't plan on being here. Didn't plan on doing anything with these quarterbacks. He can't develop quarterbacks, and we're definitely seeing this year we can't develop wide receivers. That is an issue. So listen, I hope he turns it around. I think this is going to be what it is, but hopefully at some point we got to take, on the managerial level, Gilbert and those guys. I saw Mark Lindsay put something up today, and I know Mark is Mark, but we got to start taking this thing seriously. And when I'm talking about seriously, we're hiring the right coaches, not even on the head coach level, but hiring the right offensive coordinators and things like that. I'll hang up and listen to y'all. I'll see y'all next week.
All right, Paige. See you, man.
Appreciate you, buddy.
B. Pay is calling in Raleigh. I got to see what Mark Lindsay said now. Consider my interest peaked. All right, 317-1250. We go next to...
Coach, this thing is getting serious, man. You got a seriously good season working, a seriously good day going today, and a seriously good streak on the line at the moment. What must it all feel like at the I can see it on your face, but what must it all feel like just trying to keep things level as you head into the weekend here?
Did he say serious? He did say serious. That Mark said we got to start getting serious, and Mark was dead serious. All right, we go next to David in Farmville on the Halloween Express live line. Chandler and I got a kick out of that, whether or not anybody else did. So that was for us. David, you're up.
Hey guys. I just have to say this. It's frustrating. I didn't want to call in simply because, we know what the problems are. Yet we continue to show up on Saturday, and we see the same things over and over again. You've got a coach. I think you've got a coaching staff that's stubborn. He came in under the premise he wanted to have a power running game. He wanted to control the ball, control the clock. After a bye week, coming into this game, somebody mentioned it earlier, being an underdog for the game. The first 3 series, we had 9 yards. We continued throughout the game. We're going to run the ball up the middle. Very limited play calling, trying to get the running backs to the outside. You started seeing a couple of plays where Garcia scrambled to the outside. We're talking in our group, roll him out, give him time to see the field, give him time to make some plays, maybe move the ball down the field. They ran a little pseudo option tonight, I think for the first time. I think the problem is this. You got a coaching staff that's in their 5th year. They've got 2 quarterbacks that have been in the program 4 years. 4. We shouldn't be having problems with them being able to read defenses. We shouldn't have problems with them being able to spot defenses and make quick throws. I honestly believe Mike Houston had no intention of being here after 4 years. He rode Ehlers all the way to the end. And, you got 2 other guys. Did he never assume they were ever going to play? And now we watch the play calling over and over again. It's 1 yard on first down. It's another yard on second down. Now it's 3rd and long. We know we're having trouble. You got receivers running routes that aren't even extending beyond the sticks. So when they do catch it, it's not going to be a first down. you've got a coaching staff that doesn't know how to utilize the players at quarterback that they have. You got a 6'5" guy that's 240 pounds. I mean, I guarantee you Coach Logan would know how to utilize Mason Garcia, and we wouldn't be having these problems. But for the life of this coaching staff, they don't see it, and they're not willing to make the adjustments. It was evident at the start of this game they weren't really ready to make any adjustments. They're going to keep doing what they're going to do. And look, this team is not going 3-9. I don't see how can you win if you can't score, if you can't move the ball. I just, it's frustrating. I don't know where to go with this. And don't make excuses that we can't get linemen here at ECU to block and create holes. App's doing it. Coastal's doing it. Old Dominion's doing it. Every team in the state's doing it. Every other team around the country's doing it. There's no excuse. There's serious problems in the program. I don't know what they are, but they emanate from the top. Mike Houston has got to start taking credit for the failure of the team and stop blaming it on the defense, succumbing late in the game. They're succumbing late in the game because they're tired. The offense isn't doing a thing to carry their own weight. They make one mistake, give up a touchdown, the game's over. Once they fall behind, it's over because they have no strategy to get ahead. There's no screen passes. There's no intermediate passes over the middle. Just throw it over the middle instead of to the sideline. Hey, look, I love your guys' show, but we're singing to the choir. The coaching staff doesn't hear a thing we're saying, and they're not going to make the adjustments, and that's the frustrating part. So I'm going to hang up and listen. Enjoy it. Thanks.
All right, David. Good thoughts. It does feel frustrating that this is what we are this year because we're halfway through now. It's not, we'll get better. We'll learn from this and how much better you're going to get. Every other team in the country, every other team on our schedule is also getting better. We just don't got it this year. And that's frustrating, but that's where we are.
It really is. And the most perplexing thing to me is the fact that what he talked about in regards to those guys have been in here. I'm talking about the quarterbacks, been here for 4 years, just as long as the coaches.
Yeah.
And for whatever reason, they look like freshmen. They look like they look like freshmen, redshirt freshmen, whatever it may be. But, making those mistakes that freshman makes. And that's.
Well, I'm gonna tell you the frustrating thing too is we talk about the quarterbacks, right? I watched Tulane this year play, and they played with their backup quarterback, and he came in, and I forget which game it was. He looked like the starter.
Talking about
Tulane, Ole Miss. They almost beat Ole Miss with the backup quarterback.
Yeah. Well, how about we faced, what wasn't it, App State? Aguilar?
Yeah.
Their backup.
That was their backup.
Yeah.
The initial guy that got hurt. So, man, we can't make any more excuses. There is no more excuses. The excuses, like you said, we are what we are right now, and we got to find a way to clean it up. And it is. I mean, it's we got to do something, man, because you bring back the same team. Is there a different result next year?
No, I mean you got a lot of changes to make.
Yeah. We even saw some. I'm not sure if you noticed, but we had some different old line up front today, right?
Yeah.
We made some changes there.
We said the kid's name. It was a name that we hadn't seen.
Yeah.
We're in there watching.
Trying to figure out those guys too, and if this was their new first game or whatever playing, it'll take some time for those guys to deal as well and get used to whatever the system is and the coaching and all of that. But that's what you're going to get. I mean, when you make those changes, right? And if you haven't developed a guy to take over, these are the kind of games that we're going to be facing for the rest of the year, pretty much.
All right, we go next to Jay in Greenville on the Halloween Express live line. Hello, Jay.
Hey, guys. Y'all already had drunk student Jay call in, so I figured I need to call in and let you know I am way too sober to be watching this crap Jay from Greenville.
I was like, he called back.
Wait, are you Jay from the future in the past? Oh, go ahead, Jay.
If I was Jay from the future, I'd have all the answers right now. But no, I heard that guy call in. I was like, well, I got to call now just to redeem the name.
Good deal.
Man, I tell you what, I've listened to some of the callers. I've flipped around. I listened to some of Mike Houston's comments. I saw a coach at the podium with like a defeated pitcher on the mound with bad demeanor. I mean, he just looked defeated. He looked like he didn't have any answers. People are tired of him just saying the same old crap. I mean, we've heard it every week. And, you know, obviously they don't have the answers. I mean, we can rehash the offense and Donnie Kirkpatrick till we're blue in the face, but it's beyond that. I mean, you guys played for Coach Logan. He would have had a damn ulcer if he knew he had this little quarterback talent and receiver talent. We have terribly misevaluated what we thought we had, and I don't know how we got to this point. You know, we pay some NIL money. We don't pay as much as some, but we pay more than Marshall does. You know, but Marshall had better receivers than we did across the board. I mean, and I don't want to pick on one position, so we'll leave quarterback alone. But I mean, people talked earlier. It is time to see Jeter and Garcia. Moore, Flynn's not the answer. You know, his numbers remind me of good old Ernest Tennant when he came here and threw more interceptions than touchdowns and pick sixes. But right now, what we got to battle is fan apathy, and we're getting ready to reach the point where fans are going to not show up even more so than they did tonight. I mean, it's a Thursday night. It's tough to get there. I think they said they distributed about 33,000 tickets. I mean, that's 17,000 empty seats times however you want to work it, $40 or $50 a seat. At $50 a seat, that's what, like $850,000? You know, they're sitting there empty, potentially. I mean, they offered $10 seats, all you can get to all the university staff. I reached out, I couldn't give them away. Couldn't give away tickets. I mean, and this isn't the first time we've had to do that. I mean, and there'll be more. I mean, it'd be like, oh, well, everybody bring a empty canned goods for the Thanksgiving. You get in the game for free. I mean, there's no value in an ECU football ticket anymore. And I mean, I got friends in Goldsboro. I mean, we're talking about people that used to give $5,000, $10,000, $15,000 a year to the Pirate Club. They won't make the drive now to come watch a game. Friends in Southern Virginia, in the Tidewater area, they used to come this way for ball games, and they gave up. They just quit. I mean, they got done in during the Scotty Moe years, and we still haven't won those people back. And you know, we really need to reevaluate what we're doing. We've got to redevelop a fan base, really, and we got to give them something to rally around, because this isn't it. I mean, I almost say let's get the stands full, and yeah, we're gonna have to make our money elsewhere with concessions and whatnot. But I mean, I don't know how they're gonna figure out a budget over there, but they got to figure it out. But they're getting ready to go dump a bunch of money into a indoor practice facility. What good's that gonna do? I mean, you'd rather take that money and go buy yourself a team next year. That's what we need. We need players, and we need people to start transitioning, to the NIL instead of the Pirate Club. And I know we've talked about that before with various people. Y'all had guests on the show, but the Pirate Club was started for a reason, because scholarships meant something. You had kids that would come to school that didn't have a chance to go to school otherwise, and getting a scholarship was a big deal to them. And now it's just not. I mean, you got to have a scholarship. You got to have $12,000 a year, or $20,000 a year, or if you're in Utah, you got to get trucks. And we'll never compete with all that, but we've got to make sure we can out-recruit Charlotte, and out-recruit Old Dominion, and out-recruit App State and Marshall, and all these people for the players that we need to get. And it's disheartening, but change has to come. I mean, I think it was Coach Logan that told the story about writing 3 letters, and your second letter was fire the coordinator, and the third letter was write 3 letters. Well, damn, Mike Houston's getting ready to have to open up 2 letters at one time. I mean, I thought he was at the fire coordinator, but I mean, we lose to Charlotte, you might as well go ahead and open up the 3rd letter. I mean, it's just sad how far we've fallen. And anyway, I hope we can get it turned around, but it ain't going to be this year. I mean, it's time to play Jeter and Garcia. Anybody else that's out there, get those guys in and play. And the thing is, they may or may not stick around. I mean, they may or may not stick around. It used to be you could invest in your younger talent because you knew they were going to be your future. But now, with the portal, you better be looking around. I think Jason talked about it earlier, but you got to start scouting out other teams, and there is a pecking order. People are scouting our players. We need to be scouting, teams that we can pick and choose from, whether it's a Norfolk State, Carolina Central, A&T, whoever, Toledo. I mean, we've gotten players from there, but we gotta find the talent and bring them here. This just isn't cutting it, and everybody knows it.
Good call. You said a lot, and thank you for calling us and getting out your frustrated thoughts here on the U.S. Cellular 5th Quarter Call-In Show.
Appreciate it, Jay.
That was Jay in Greenville with a lot to say tonight.
The other Jay.
The sober older Jay.
Wiser Jay.
All right, 317-1250 Halloween Express live line. Johnny D is in Wilmington. He, like myself, saw a couple of losses for his teams tonight. What's up, Johnny?
Come on, guys.
Come on, guys.
Jason, Marcus, y'all really do compliment this show. I'm kind of like Brett Favre. It took me a long time to figure out what a dime defense was. So y'all's insights really do matter to people who think they know everything about football. Jason, I think last week was talking about the man in motion, and it really did put a lot of perspective on that. The 4th down call tonight, 4th and 2, losing by 14. That is a huge head scratcher for me. Donnie Kilpatrick, he keeps going horizontal instead of vertical. It was 3rd and 10, and he's throwing these horizontal passes out to the receiver on the side. He's picking up 2 or 3 yards, and we're punting. I just don't get those plays. We need to scrap that. I know you guys are running late tonight, so I'll be brief. I just want to give a shout-out to Jaquan McMillan tonight for the Broncos. Undrafted from ECU, led the team, 7 solo tackles, 3 for a loss. and the other two boys from North Carolina, Javante and Jaleel, our running backs, rocked it as well. But yeah, man, I would love for you guys to comment on the fourth down play if you guys have it.
Man,
y'all have a good night.
All right, Johnny D. Thank you, buddy. Yeah, I was scratching my head. I got a little angry. Like, all right, if the game's over, we'll go and start the show because we're going to be here late. So if we're going to call it, are we just going to sim to finish? Is it a forfeit? I have no idea. I didn't get it at all.
Yeah, you were kind of in that situation. You're like, hey, you guys agree with us? And like, we're like, yeah.
Y'all weren't really saying much. I was like, am I off?
We all thought it was a no-brainer, right? Yeah. In regards to being, down with whatever it was. I think it was like 6:46 or somewhere around there.
Down 14. You're at a decent spot on the field.
Yeah.
And it's 2 yards.
You had nothing to lose. We're down 14.
Yeah,
there's nothing to lose there. So I don't know what the thought process was, but he decided to punt.
Yep.
Hey, head coach say punt. You got to punt.
You got to punt.
There you go. All right, Cheezel, Charlie, Logan, hang on. We are rolling on. U.S. Cellular fifth quarter call-in show. Getting close to last call for your calls because we do have to get out of here at some point so we can go home and come right back here tomorrow and do it all over again. 317-1250, the number. U.S. Cellular fifth quarter call-in show rolls on after this.
When you walk through the doors of Villa Verde, you'll experience the sights, sounds, and smells of authentic Dominican flavors. This is Jay from Villa Verde, inviting you to come by and try one of our amazing empanadas. Our famous red snappers, grouper bites, seafood paella, Cuban sandwiches, and much, much more. Relax on the patio with a fresh mojito or a cold beer while enjoying one of our out-of-this-world desserts, like our rum pineapple cake or our famous tres leches. Villa Verde on 10th Street, a platform for good, and a proud supporter of the Pirate Nation.
Defense!
What are you doing?
You haven't heard? Carolina Hardscapes has the best defense in Pitt County. And you know defense wins championships.
What? No. They have the best fence company in Pitt County.
Wait, they do fencing now?
That's right. Just give them a call at 364-1201 and they'll get the job done right. And don't forget, they still do patios, pools, and mulch.
Wow, now that's a championship caliber company. Carolina Hardscapes. Enjoy the outdoors.
What do I like about being a local agent for Farm Bureau Insurance? Above all, I like helping people. Using my insurance experience to make Pirate Country a better, safer place. Insurance is a necessity, and I take pride in helping people find the right coverage for all their needs. I'm Brandon Manning. Call me at 252-531-1812 for a quick auto, home, or life insurance quote, and to learn more about Farm Bureau Insurance and how they can save you time and money. That's Brandon Manning at 252-531-1812.
Do you have any real estate questions about buying or selling residential or commercial properties? Are you curious about this current real estate market? Do you need a property manager for all your rental houses? This is proud ECU alum Scott Harris with RE/MAX Preferred Realty and SD Harris Properties, and I would love to help answer every question you have and show you a real estate experience that will be memorable and enjoyable. Every step of the way, I'm here to make your dreams a stress-free reality. Call me today at 347-1857. That's 347-1857. Go Pirates.
Country Mart has been locally owned and operated for over 40 years and is your premier country store serving the best cheese biscuits and country food around. Country Mart is open every day and has 2 locations in Bethel on Highway 11 and in Stokes on Highway 903. Both Country Mart locations are top-of-the-line fuel stations serving Shell gas, including 93 ethanol-free high-octane gas, which is the best for all you boat owners. Country Mart, fueling you up with great food in your engines with great gasoline. Go Pirates. Get ready for tailgate season at Shimmer Boutique. Locally owned and operated, Shimmer has the best selection of game day apparel and accessories for ladies. And gentlemen, Shimmer has a newly restocked wide selection of t-shirts with brands like Local Boy, Old South, Southern Fried Cotton, and the newest edition, Pimp Shrimp. Shimmer has everything you need this fall. They carry the largest selections of Yetis and Hey Dudes and more. Be ready for game day and every day at Shimmer Boutique with locations in Greenville, Winterville, in Jacksonville. Go Pirates!
Familia is your go-to spot for the best Italian dishes around, including pizzas, pastas, salads, and homemade desserts.
That's Familia.
Enjoy half-off wine night on Wednesdays, $3 drafts on Thursdays, or get a pizza of the week for just $12.
That's Familia.
Place your order online or call 689-6330, and Familia will have your order ready in their drive-thru window for pickup.
That's Familia.
Clip, really?
Oh, sorry.
Familia on Fire Tower Road in Winterville near Pitt Community College.
Pirate Radio.
And I can promise you, there will be no quarter, ever, from ECU football. Go Pirates.
The voice of the Pirate Nation. You're listening to the U.S. Cellular fifth quarter postgame call-in show. Here's Clip Brock.
All right, back with you. 317-1250. Getting close to last call for your call, so get them in, 317-1250. Logan, Cheezel, Charlie, hang on. We go to Logan in L.A. We got two Logans on. Logan in L.A. Hello, Logan.
Hey, Cliff, how's it going?
All right.
My question is about what ECU's, like, is it relevant to the region? So, like, I grew up in Eastern North Carolina. Are we still doing a good job in the region, or are we losing that fan base?
Are we still doing good as far as having a fan base in the region?
Yeah, sorry, Cliff. A rabid fan base. Like, I mean, like, are we still ECU, or are we just, like, a whatever team now?
No. I feel like, I don't know. I think at this point, maybe you need to win more to get attention because there's so many more things to do in the world now. I think back to when you guys played and when I was kind of growing up as a fan, there weren't as many options. It's just, quite frankly, to do that. You couldn't watch a million games on TV, so you would go to an ECU game and have a full day in the time of your life. And now everything's at the snap of a finger, and your attention is diverted so much that you almost need a winner to get behind for people to be diehards about it. I don't know. I don't know if I'm even answering your question, but I feel like if you win, they will come. Right now, we're not winning, and the students did a hell of a job again, I feel like, tonight, and have all season. But, yeah, we need to win some ball games to get some people back.
My last question, don't answer it all. Marcus, why'd you go to ECU anyway? You're a top 5 quarterback in our history. Why'd you go?
You asking him why he went to ECU?
Yeah.
Yeah, I came because of the previous guys ahead of me, Jeff Blake and those guys that won the Peach Bowl. I wanted to be a part of, those guys leaving and then taking over the torch. Right, I wanted to carry on that tradition because I wanted ECU to be kept on the map. You know what I mean? Like, we got noticed nationally around the world after beating the NC State in the Peach Bowl that year. And so I wanted to be a part of that and be that team, or be a part of that team to continue and change the culture, so to speak, in regards to being ECU. People recognizing the brand all around the world, not just in Eastern North Carolina, but all around the world.
All right, Logan.
Yeah.
All right, thank you. Logan in L.A. 317-1250. We get closer to home to Pittsburgh and talk to Charlie. Hey, Charlie.
Hey, Clip.
Sorry, we couldn't didn't have all the things firing on the show. Hopefully you found us on YouTube, though.
Oh, yeah, no problem. No problem. Listen, it was not as disappointing as our coaching decisions this evening. I'm so disappointed tonight. I can't hardly stand it. I mean, for me, I really started scratching my head at the end of the first half when we get the ball. There's a minute and a half left, and we pretty much salt the clock away. And I understand that there's some rationale in not risking too much there because you don't want to get a turnover and then let them score right before the half. But man, I mean, if you think if we could have even put a field goal on the board there, I don't know, that has the potential to change the whole complexion of the second half.
Charlie, sometimes I feel like I enter a time machine watching this team play, and go back to the early 90s when I started watching football, late 80s, whatever, and watching NFL games, and a team would get the ball back with about 47 seconds and take the kickoff and take a knee and go to the locker room. That I feel like we're the only team that doesn't try to score before the half. It's very frustrating.
Yeah, I don't understand it, and it's really it's just so frustrating. I'm right there with you, but and then obviously a bunch of people have mentioned the stripped ball where we couldn't get a snap off to prevent the review, and that's something that this coaching staff has been doing for a long time. It's almost like we want to give the ref enough time to make sure they get it right. I don't understand it. We got to have some call where just get out there and just spike the damn ball, do something if we can prevent that review in those situations. And then at the end of the game, I mean, of course the not going for it on that fourth down has been beat to death. But, I've been going to football games in Greenville for a long time, and I don't miss very many of them. Myself and my family, we have always been the type to stay till the final whistle. And I'm not disparaging fans who leave early. That's not what this call is about. Because as a fan, you do what you want to, and heck, if they want people to stay, put a product on the field that'll make people stay. But when our coach makes that decision not to go for it on fourth down, and it feels like we've thrown in the daggum towel with 7 minutes left to go in the game, that's insulting to me as a fan. And that's the people who came, and I mean, obviously we could have had a bigger crowd there today, but for the people who came, you give up things to come, your time, your money. I mean, that was kind of insulting to me of our coach basically throwing in the towel on national television with that much time left to go in the game. And I understand that getting a pick six right there and going down by 14 is demoralizing, but daggone it, you're the coach. And so anyway, that's about all I got to say. But we got to get our heads screwed on right, or we're going to get beat by Biff in Greenville next weekend. I don't know if I can physically stand that. But anyway, I appreciate what y'all do as always. I am just now, as we speak, pulling back into my driveway in Pittsburgh, so I appreciate y'all riding with me. And
well, we can go now, Charlie. You don't know this, but we wait until you get home, and then we wrap it up, so we can go now. Well, I appreciate it. All right, buddy. Thanks, man.
Y'all have a good night.
All right, Charlie.
And great call. I was kind of upset at that, too. Like, what are we doing here? Why do we... I guess we're not going to try to win this one. That we're just going to call it quits. I'm sure the folks that like Charlie that went to the game, you give up stuff to go to those games. That had to be tough to sit there and watch. All right, 317-1250. Cheezel is up next on the Halloween Express live line from Ocean City. Hello, Cheezel.
Flip, how we doing?
Great, man.
For you. Tough night for you. Hey, look, I'm not going to beat the dead horse on where we're at and see where we're at on this particular game, but if we look at everything from a 50,000-foot view, even going back to when we fired Ruff, we get Scotty in here, we're dealing with the whole Comfort thing. I'm just starting to think, are we just dealing with a total inept leadership from the top down, where maybe Mike Houston was thinking he was going to get his $1.4 million, ride out the Holt Nailers years, take his buyout, and go from there. Because, I mean, if you look at Mason Garcia, he's been in the program for 4 years. Does he have? I don't even think he's got 60. I don't even think he's got 60 completions in 4 years. And he came in as one of the highest touted recruits that we've had in a very, very long time. And I believe Billy said that actually, not too long ago. So I'm confused. I get it. Flynn's from, Western North Carolina, not too far from maybe where Mike's from. But at some point, you got to take a look at the leadership from the top down. I'm not saying we go to the AD right now, but Mike Houston cannot be going ahead and taking $2.3 million extension till 2026 and then not have anybody to come in and then call everybody kids in his press conference. These aren't kids. You've got some, you've got some 5-year, 6-year players on your team. Yeah, you've got one 17-year-old guy in the secondary, but that's ridiculous. You're still working with men here, right? And I get it. You're trying to curate men. I watched all of the documentary that they did out on ESPN and all that stuff. I get it. But at the end of the day, you don't have any talent. And it goes back to recruiting because nobody wants to play for you. How many recruits have we already lost? It's not even about getting people in the seats. You're not going to have to worry about getting people in the seats if you can't get people on the team.
Cheezel, anything else, man?
No, that's about all I got.
I hear you. Hey, thanks for hanging out with us late, man.
Hey, anytime. Hey, sorry for your loss, but I will make sure that when we win, I'll have a...
Hang up. Hang up on him. Hang up. Hang up. I don't care about the Phillies. This is not the show. 317-1250. U.S. Cellular fifth quarter call-in show. Logan is up in Greenville. Hey, Logan.
How's it going, fellas?
All right.
All right.
It has been a very interesting call. I've just been listening, and yes, everybody's pretty much been saying that our offense is very vanilla, but I feel like we are disrespecting vanilla. I feel like we are garbage, but that's another story. I feel like ECU is the only team that can go into victory formation and lose, because we are, and we're also the only team that can go into a bye week and lose. Rice lost to UConn at home after they just beat us, which was kind of demoralizing for me to look at. And then after a week, and then Donnie says that they usually don't meet as a group very much. I'm like, you're the OC. You should be meeting with your guys about once a week at least, if not more than that. But it was evident tonight that he doesn't meet with his crew because, I mean, first down and 10, run it up the middle. First down and 10, run it up the middle. The only time that we didn't run it up the middle on first down, we got, I think it was a 7-yard out route to Shane Calhoun that could have been for more, but he got tackled. And I'm looking around like, where was that, in the first half? We started with Alex Flynn, kind of fizzled after 3 drives, before it was 9 yards, and then Mason comes in, he stalls a little bit, and then he marches down the field and scores the touchdown, right? And I look over at my buddy, I'm like, I feel like I'm sitting in, the set of Full Metal Jacket where Ermy says to Private Pyle that he's finally found something he's good at. I'm like, okay, well, let's keep doing this then. And we just proceed to not do it pretty much the rest of the game, and then we put Flynn back in the second half. So I'm just kind of scratching my head for that. Very confused, very upset, but I'm not going to take any more of you guys' time. I appreciate you taking my call. You guys
all right.
Night.
For 1:34 a.m., you had your thoughts together, Logan. Good call. Thank you, man.
Yes, sir.
All right. There is Logan in Greenville. 317-1250, 1:33 a.m., still getting calls. Let's go one more segment here. We got John, Jake, and Jenny hanging on. 317-1250, U.S. Cellular fifth quarter call-in show. We got more to go when we return after this.
While you're sleeping, our whole hogs are slow cooking over wood to create that bite that Eastern North Carolina is known for. I'm Sam Jones, and for more than 3 generations, my folks have been the torchbearers for what whole hog barbecue is supposed to be. At Sam Jones, you'll find plenty of smoke, but no mirrors. Everything, and I mean everything, is made fresh daily, including our sides, sweets, and sauces. Come on over and see us at Sam Jones Barbecue, and I bet you'll be able to taste our passion in just one bite. Sam Jones Barbecue, Fire Tower Road.
Nothing freshens up a space like a new coat of paint, and no one east of Raleigh makes painting easier than CertaPro. Residential or commercial, inside and outside, CertaPro is your dependable painting experts. CertaPro's concern is about getting your painting done right and making sure you're satisfied. Whether you have a large or small job, professional quality is what you will get. Let us come to your home or business and give you a free quote. CertaPro takes all the worry away from your painting project. Go to CertaPro.com and click on Clayton Greenville. That's CERTAPRO. CertaPro.
This is Talbot Green with Integrity Home Mortgage. Are you ready and pre-approved if the home you want to purchase comes for sale today? This is a very important step when trying to purchase a home in the current market. Integrity Home Mortgage offers a wide variety of loan programs. Our team of Talbot Green, Braxton Green, and Joanne Weir has over 50 years of experience and is committed to providing you with the superior customer service you deserve.
To get started, call me, Braxton Green, at 526-8260.
Braxton Green, NMLS 222-3878. For informational purposes only, Integrity Home Mortgage Corporation is an equal housing lender, NMLS 208516.
At Coco's Sports Bar and Restaurant, they've got the best plays in the playbook. On Sunday, come and enjoy NFL football with $12 domestic buckets, $1 wings, and $3 domestic draft. Monday night, it's $6.50 chicken sliders, or get 2 hot dogs with chips for $6.50. Check out Coco Sports Bar on Facebook for the latest info on menu items, drink and lunch specials, and more. Coco Sports Bar off of Greenville Boulevard right behind Logan's Roadhouse. Your play of the day all week long. Go Pirates!
Ahoy there, mateys! It's Captain Jack Spare of R&R Tire Express, your local tire and wheel shop in Greenville, offering affordable, easy payment options for easy ownership. Savvy? Our customers love our treasure of tires and wheels, easy payment options, and customer care package too. To learn more about R&R, stop by 3920 US 264 or rnrtires.com.
For years, Callie Ann Phelps has been singing about Phelps Chevrolet.
Phelps Chevrolet is the one for you. Low, low prices, service too. See the big dealer right away. Carolina's finest, Phelps Chevrolet.
And you'll agree with what Skylar Phelps has to say.
Nobody beats Phelps Chevrolet's prices. Nobody.
The name you can depend on. Phelps Chevrolet.
Get you one.
The Rick House is Eastern North Carolina's premier restaurant and bourbon authority. Jefferson's, Basil Hayden, Woodford Reserve, and a Midwinter Night's Dram are just a few of the incredible bourbon options. The Rick House features the very best steaks and fresh, made-from-scratch pastas. The Rick House can host your corporate event or special parties in the 3,000-square-foot banquet hall. Join the Rick House for Sunday brunch from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. and for the wine tastings on the last Friday of every month. The Rick House.
This is Pirate Radio, Pirate Radio.
Pirate.
Pirate.
Pirate Radio.
Pirate Radio.
You're listening to the U.S. Cellular fifth quarter postgame call-in show. Here's Clip Brock.
All right, 317-1250 on the Halloween Express live line. Halloween Express, your Greenville's premier Halloween superstore, right next to Target. Go get all your shopping done when it comes to costumes, masks, and more at Halloween Express. All right, we return to that live line here on the U.S. Cellular fifth quarter call-in show. As we will wrap it up here shortly, but we got more calls to get to. Let's go line one, Shirley, John in Raleigh. Hey, John.
Hey, Cliff. Thanks, guys, for what y'all do. And Mark and Jason, I got a quick question for you. And I tell you, it's really great talking with you guys. I was there at the Liberty Bowls and with Illinois and Stanford in 94, 95 and watched you guys. You know, I tell you, just a real thrill watching you guys. But hey, so just a big picture thing. So obviously, you know, as the last caller said, I'm not going to pile on about what happened tonight. I mean, it is what it is. You know, we are what we are. But just big picture, it seems to me that because of the transfer portal and because of the NIL going forward, and it's so much different now than when you guys played back in the 90s, that we got to have someone who really, really understands the transfer portal and how to incorporate that with the NIL, you know, deal and the whole changes of the whole, you know, atmosphere of college football. And I just wondered what you guys think. I mean, to me, a Ruffin McNeil type person who was not only a great player for East Carolina, but he was an inspirational type figure. And to me, he was made for the environment that we have now because he has the ability to inspire and attract kids. And it's not so much about X's and O's anymore. It's about players and attracting talent. Yeah, I mean, yeah, you got to have your X's and O's, but you also have to have players and talent. I mean, you look at Dion out of Colorado. I mean, he gets about 80-some new players. I mean, he's like, I got to have the right people. And I just wondered if you guys could comment from your perspective about what it was like, you know, back when you played for Coach Logan and what it's like now and just how everything's kind of changed. And again, thanks for everything. And thank y'all for being there. Appreciate it.
Thanks, John.
Okay. Well, I appreciate that, John. You know, one of the things when we played here, and I've heard a couple callers mention this, we had a chip on our shoulder that was bigger than the boulder out in Colorado. And we worked out that way. we train that way, we practice that way, because we had something to prove. And we wanted to prove. You heard Marcus say the reason why he came here is because he wanted to prove to everybody that we can carry on that legacy that the teams before us started when they went to the Peach Bowl and beat NC State. And so that boulder, that chip that you got to have on your shoulder, it has to be something that you truly believe in, or you don't come to East Carolina. It's what it's. I hate to say it, but it goes back to what Steve Logan said. That little clip that I used to see on Twitter or X. You don't come to East Carolina if you don't want to have that boulder on your shoulder. It's not going to be easy. We're not equal. They look down on us. So when we get on the field, we're going to bust them in the mouth, and we're going to do it for 4 quarters. That's where the 4 quarters came from. We used to train. I don't even know if we can do it now, to be honest with you, but we used to train more than the track team, it seemed like, with all the running we did here. But it was because we were not going to lose in the 4th quarter. That was the expectation when we got here, East Carolina. Now, I'm going to tell you, I'm not going to say we didn't lose. Some people might have just beat our butt. But they weren't going to beat us if we had a lead in the 4th quarter when we was here. Go look it up. We had that mentality, and that's what it takes.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I can't really say anything much else, Jason. You summed it up, man. And I guess the difference is that, you know, I don't think kids come with that attitude anymore. I think they come with an attitude of
what can I get?
What's there for the NIL, and if it's not here, I can get it somewhere else, and so I'm gonna go jump ship and find somewhere else, and not willing to stick it out, so to speak, in a lot of circumstances. You know, we had guys here. Not saying that, you know, we didn't have some people that came and then left and go to a transfer to another school and all of that, because we did. We actually did. Yep. But you saw it less. You saw it less. Yeah. And so, and of course, you know, all the things that go along with transferring, like back then you had to sit out a year and all those things, and now you don't. And so everything changes.
Yeah.
And I don't know, you know, how we get that back. I don't know if you ever can. You'll never get anything to replicate that, but something similar to that back. And Steve, you mentioned it, like Steve Logan wasn't a guy from Greenville, North Carolina. Like, how, I wonder if he was just a special guy, but how he was able to embrace it the way he did and send that to y'all. And now that has shaped you guys. I mean, the way y'all talk about East Carolina, you still talk about it with passion, and it's awesome to see.
Well, we did, man, and we had some great experiences here, and that's why it hurts. That's why it kind of bothers us as we sit up here and we feel your frustration. Everybody that calls into this show, we feel that frustration. I have to almost control myself at times. Even just then, I get fired up a little bit because it means so much to us and to all you guys that's calling in. But I don't know how you get that back. You'll never get back that, because the transfer portal has made that non-existent now. Yeah. You know, so we're beyond that. But you do got to find somebody. I think he was on the right path when he's saying somebody that can, you know, that at some point can navigate that thing pretty good. I don't know how you do. I mean, yeah. Deion is different. You know, Deion is. You're not getting a Deion Sanders because that's a different guy. You know, and honestly, you're not getting rid of Mike Houston right now.
No.
So you know you can't even look down that road. But we got to find something that puts that chip back on our shoulder to where we play. You know.
I mean, here's the other thing that can play a factor as far as the transfer portal. Kids, I mean, they Google, man. They find out what the coaching staff is, and they look them up and do all this search and research and all that, and due diligence, whatever you want to call it. And then, you know what? They'll reach out to you, man. They'll reach out and say, hey, coach, I need a place to play, so to speak. And I'm sure you've had it. I've had it. I have had plenty of quarterbacks reach out, and receivers, offensive linemen, and so they're going to find you, and then you just kind of take it to another level as far as finding the right people.
Yeah. Hey, are they good enough? Because
that's what I mean by finding the right people.
Yeah, because I'm gonna tell you, everybody listens and talks about this portal. That portal's a death trap for most people. They go in there and they don't get rediscovered.
As far as the players,
yes,
yeah,
it's a death trap.
It's happened to Hassan Howell, one of our running backs. I think he went in and never came out.
It's a lot of them.
He's not the only one.
He's not the only.
Right.
I think it's about 60-some% that get left behind in there.
You hope at some point people realize that, and we're still in the early days of it, so maybe that peters off some.
Right.
But I don't know.
Yeah, because that 40% that gets out of there, they already been contacted.
Right.
They've already been contacted.
Through the back channels.
Through the back channels. And, I mean, look at the guys that we lost here. I mean, let's face it. That's what's really hurting our team right now.
Yeah.
Look at the kids that we lost here that could still be here playing at East Carolina.
Yep.
You're talking about a different football team.
But that's a part of the coaching right now, though, right? Is how are you going to manage those things? Right?
Yeah.
How do you manage?
You have to adapt to that. It
You
is
really
not
do.
the way it was.
You really do. And
keep up.
it's part of that. That's what you're going to get paid the big dollars for.
As the late, great Jeff Charles would say, you got to keep up or get left behind, Clip.
That sounded just like
he was exactly right. R.I.P. voice. All right, 317-1250. Let's go to Jake in Greenville. Hello, Jake. I figured Jake might have not stayed on.
Fell asleep.
All right. Does Jenny want to wrap it up? We got Jenny in Greenville. Hello, Jenny.
What's up, guys? I just wanted to give you a huge shout out and tell y'all to wrap it up because I just wrapped up the photos. It's been a long day. I appreciate every single one of you. Did we sing Shirley happy birthday yet?
No, we'll do that real quick. You ready?
Yes.
Hold on.
Chandler, wake up. It's the most quiet.
Chandler's ready.
I'm
He's
right
good.
here.
All right.
I'm ready to roll.
He's up.
1, 2, 3. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Shirley. Happy birthday to you. Wow, you should see her reaction.
She is loving it.
She is just loving life right now.
Shirley say, get me out of here.
All right. Is that it, Jenny?
Thank you guys for everything you do. Joey was super sidekick today when Chandler was running the ship. So I want to give intern Joey a shout out too, and thank you guys for everything you do. Great day. Greenville is a special place, and East Carolina is a special place, and hopefully we can keep rising. Right, we got to rise to the occasion, right, guys?
No doubt.
Winterville's a special place, and I need to go there. So we'll talk to you later.
Thanks, Cliff.
All right.
All right, Jenny.
Later. Thanks, Jenny. Thank you for all you do and your game day work that you put in as well. The Brown and Wood Drive of the Game is brought to you by Brown and Wood, serving the Pirate Nation, Eastern North Carolina since 1937. Brown and Wood, your number one dealership in Greenville. Brown and Wood on Greenville Boulevard, Greenville, online, brownandwoodauto.com. Mason Garcia caps off an 8-minute, 14-play drive that ended with a Mason Garcia touchdown run, which you said you like that call near the goal line.
Yep.
Got off to a rough start with a low snap.
Yeah, that's what we were thinking, or I was thinking. I was thinking it was a busted play because of the low snap, and I think it was Rajay ran into Mason, and anyway, it worked out.
It worked out.
And we found
And that was big. They got down 14-0. It was like, this one's going way south. They get a big field goal from Conrad.
Right.
A couple more defensive stops. They get that big touchdown drive. It's 14-10. You're feeling pretty good.
Yeah.
And just couldn't do anything from there at all. Kind of seen that story before this season, unfortunately. All right, Shirley, we will wrap it up. Happy birthday to you, Chandler. Great work as always. Marcus and Jason, the people tell you, and I'll tell you every week as well, y'all are just awesome on this show. And thank y'all for doing a great job. And As you see, we do this show win or lose, good or bad, and we're here for the Pirate Nation. So they appreciate y'all. We do as well here. So thanks, guys.
All right. Appreciate you.
We will reconvene with Jason on Monday, Marcus next Thursday. And we'll talk to you guys on Pirate Radio Live. Thanks to Wings Over Greenville for the awesome post-game food. Thank you to U.S. Cellular for their sponsorship of this show, and Halloween Express for the Halloween Express live line. Thank y'all for the 165 still watching on YouTube. You're my kind of freaks.
Go to bed.
You can go to bed now. Appreciate everybody tuning in. We'll see you next Saturday on the Bud Light pregame tailgate and U.S. Cellular fifth quarter call-in show.
You have been listening to the U.S. Cellular fifth quarter postgame call-in show. Join us next time for complete postgame coverage of East Carolina football, exclusively on Pirate Radio, the voice